What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run the North podcast. Today, 2/3 of us wearing Christmas sweaters. One of us is not. Yeah, I don't own a Christmas sweater. Fun fact about me:
A Packers
zero.
fan is not holly or jolly.
No ugly
There's
ones.
nothing
No normal ones. It's just there's nothing there. I should. That's for sure, but I don't. But yeah, we're getting into the festive move. This is the last episode before the big Christmas day. So, yeah, before we get into talking about, I don't know, week 15, I think it was this past week, I want to say. Week 15 and talking a little bit about the week 16 games. Boys, how are we doing?
I'm dead inside, but also I'm not.
Okay.
Talking about
Well, that's-
football makes me sad for obvious reasons. But I uploaded my first ever fully monetized YouTube video, as in every view that goes towards it will be eligible to push towards monetization.
What does
which is
a-
very exciting?
What is YouTube pay-per-view?
It's,
You know,
Geek?
it's weird. It's based on, it changes by channel, by content type, and then it depends on the viewer, because like technically I think my views would be worth more than anybody who doesn't have premium, because you get paid by premium people watching you.
Geek, can
Oh.
you watch my videos without ad blockers, please?
Well, I have premium. I don't use ad blockers.
He
I
doesn't
don't
need
see
ad
the ads.
blockers.
True.
Premium.
It's just-
Okay. Geek, can you watch my Bijan Robinson film breakdown? I think you would enjoy it because it's Bijan Robinson. I know you like
It's
Bijan
Bijan.
Robinson.
Bro just wants to
Coincidentally,
steal money
you did
from me.
upload a video that plays into one of his narratives. Just the first video for monetization is one that you like, Bijan.
Oh
You
yeah,
liked
okay.
it.
I was like, what do you mean
You're a
plays into
big
one of my
Bijan
narratives?
guy.
Which narrative? Just Bijan's
Big Bijan
existence. That's
guy.
valid.
Yeah,
That's valid.
But
We'll
yeah,
talk about that game, but there was nothing good going on in that game except for Bijan.
no.
Uh,
Geek, how are you doing?
I'm doing. I think I'm doing great, but I might also be doing bad. I haven't checked the scores of the basketball games today. The Broncos lost, so I'm very
I
happy.
have.
Also, I watched oh fuck, I'm less good
Dude.
now. So
Why
I,
did the
I will
Timber-
tell
Wait,
that.
first of
I will
all,
tell
did
you
the
in a
Timberwolves
second.
lose?
They lost,
Are you
and
talking
Carl
about-
Anthony Towns went for
Oh,
32 and
30-20?
20.
I saw the
He had
2020
20
notification
boards.
from Rio.
He bodied Rudy Gobert all day, dude. I'm so mad. I'm going to find the Timberwolves GM.
It
in
traded the
Minecraft.
wrong big man.
Having an
Unbelievable.
elite French center isn't for everybody, I'm afraid.
Hey man, how many depoys your French center got?
He had 42 and an overtime win tonight.
No, depoys, like defensive player of the year.
Oh, fair.
42
he
in
will
one
have-
night, huh?
I mean, he might as well. No,
Um,
he'll have a couple by the time he retires. You really think Wemby's retiring without any?
Maybe. So the
Racist.
thing
You
that I
wanna know
was
what's really
saying,
funny?
the Broncos game tonight, because we'll probably forget to talk about it next week. Dude, Bo Nix might have a weaker arm than Tim Tebow. Marvin Mims.
No.
Marvin Mims had a Chargers corner burnt by 15 yards. It was 50 yards from where Bo Nix was to the end zone. His throw was so short, Mims had to stop and wait for 3 Chargers to catch up to him. I have never seen a quarterback make that bad of a throw to a wide open receiver under no pressure. It's insane. I was very happy. I pointed and laughed at every Broncos fan around me.
Oh, I guess you're out in Wyoming. There's probably more
Yeah.
than like one.
Yeah, there were a lot.
Probably.
And I was laughing so
Yeah.
fucking hard.
But also, what's funny about the conversation we just had? You'll never guess who the heavy favorite is for the NBA depoy this year.
Rudy
Victor
Gobert.
Wembanyama
Oh.
is minus 250 to win the NBA depoy, and the next man is Jaren Jackson at plus 550.
I don't
So
know what those numbers mean.
Those
I
are
don't
the
understand
odds.
sports betting at all.
Hold on.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Timberwolves suck and I hate them. We should have traded Rudy. Or, new thought, what if you just ran it back? You just banked on Anthony Edwards get better, because it's only his like 4th year. So you just bank on a little bit of growth and you just run it back. I don't know why that wasn't an option.
Dude, Anthony Davis went 20 for 20 tonight too. Good Lord.
Well, he's still playing. He could go for more.
Yeah, he's got 21 and 20. But yeah, I suppose we'll. Oh, before we talk about football, there's something very special to my heart that's happening. Macklin Celebrini. I'm sure both of you know who that is. Macklin Celebrini is one of the best players in hockey as a rookie. The San Jose Sharks are a bad hockey team, but he's really good. He's already better than that bum that Chicago picked first overall last year. And I'm very happy to report that. Bedard is, well, he's not, but compared to Macklin Celebrini, he's, and I'm very happy about it. So that's our hockey talk. Baseball talk.
So real quick, before you move on from, we did mention Soto because Miller got it right.
Okay.
Real quick, before we move away from hockey, I feel like I brought this up once, but I have to ask. I have never, you know this, I've never watched hockey, like never actually sat down and watched. I've claimed the Wild to be my favorite team. If I when I moved to Seattle, if I go to Kraken games and start enjoying the Kraken, am I allowed to switch teams when I've never watched the one I claimed? I want your guys' response and the comments response to that thought. But I want your thoughts.
I would say if you've personally like never really paid attention, you just claimed it to claim it.
Yeah.
Then I don't see a problem. I mean, that's how I was with the Bulls.
Yeah.
And then, now I'm
well,
a
the
Spurs
Bulls,
fan.
the Wild haven't done what the Bulls did.
No.
Yeah, but Geek also
move
didn't have
their
any
fandom.
investment.
Not even a little. I don't think I could name you a player on the Minnesota Wild. No, I can't.
Yeah, do it, brother. Join me.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta get there first.
Teams are all from different cities, except for
Hey, mine would be at that point. They wouldn't all be. Basketball and football are in the same city.
Right, and I have basketball and baseball in the same city. Everything
Also,
else is different.
Switching to baseball though, I gotta go figure out which Japanese free agent it is. But the Rockies actually might be in the running for an actual free agent.
Somebody signed one of them.
Yeah, I don't remember. Is it Roki?
But yeah, as far as baseball goes, and I wasn't here to comment on Juan Soto to the Mets. I'm happy. I'm happy because it's not the Yankees. It's not the AL East. Don't have to see him very often. I'm sad because he could have been a Blue Jay, and yeah, that's about it. But I am happy because hopefully this means that we have money for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to be a lifetime Blue Jay.
So there were connections between Roki Sasaki and the Rockies. I don't know if anything will come from it because I don't trust the Rockies.
So I know that he's new to the MLB and everything, but does he understand that winning exists in other places that will pay him more than the Rockies will?
Yeah, but maybe he just wants the best uniforms in baseball.
Games?
Maybe he just wants to look cool doing it.
I don't think he cares about that.
Maybe he does.
I really don't think so.
Maybe he does.
If that's over winning in his mind, then I don't want him.
It's baseball.
He's not a winner.
It's baseball. Pitchers.
Not a winner.
Nobody wins games. The greatest player the best player any of us have ever witnessed ever has made the playoffs one time. Winning is not a...
Pitchers actually record wins as a stat, though, so you got to be a winner. Sorry.
I don't know if that's how that works, because, Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher either of us have ever seen, and he's, barely 500 in his career, because wins are not a pitcher stat.
Paul Skeens is here.
All right, dude. Paul Skeens has existed for 7 minutes. Chill out.
This guy. Anywho's, let's get Miller back invested into this conversation.
Yeah, sorry, I was shopping for Wemby jerseys.
Miller, if you were to choose a baseball, you have a Rays guy. Never mind.
No, weren't the Rays gross?
No. So no, because there was a player that was, but they immediately kicked him off the team and told him to fuck off and die.
I
But
was
then
gonna
a
talk about
different
Kyle
Rays
Tucker,
player had a
Kyle the Senator.
celebration that you didn't like. So then
Oh,
you
yeah.
thought
Oh,
about
yeah.
changing your mind. But I
So,
don't know.
real quick, while we're on the topic of sports that I don't know a whole lot about, how do we feel about this jersey?
Which ones are those?
Ooh. As like
They're
Are those the new
the
cities?
Like, they're the cities, yeah.
I need to see what these look
Honestly,
like.
dude, if you're gonna get a Spurs jersey and you don't already have one, get the classic.
Yeah,
The
like,
only reason I
classic
say
black.
this one is because it is on sale for $75 as
Oh.
opposed to 140.
Maybe then.
Maybe
But
then. I don't
Plus, it's
Yeah.
love
orange,
it.
and I
but
have a lot of orange in my wardrobe already that I
that
can
would
wear
fit,
with
and
it.
it fits with him
I
being a
don't hate
Bears
that
fan.
jersey, but yeah.
It doesn't scream
think-
Spurs
so.
to me.
Here's the thing. I want to get that for Wemby. If I get an old school like black Spurs jersey, I need to get Tim Duncan. And that was what I looked for first, and there are literally no Tim Duncan jerseys in my eyes on NBA Shop right now. I would
Oh,
assume
fun.
because Christmas and they are selling out. So
That makes sense.
I haven't looked at the City Edition jerseys for this year for every team. Do they suck?
I like the Spurs ones.
The Raptors doesn't.
The Timberwolves
boy,
are
if
wearing
I
the
had the
same
money-
jersey. Why? We didn't
Ooh, doggy.
We didn't do a new City Edition this year. The Timberwolves make me wish I wasn't alive.
Oh,
Oh, they're so
where are
sweet.
the Raptors ones are fucking crazy.
They're
Oh
so
my
sweet,
god.
dude.
I'm
I
looking.
want the if I had the money,
It's the Vince
it would
Carter
already
like
be
in my cart.
Raptor.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
it's
that's
just
valid.
they're so money, dude. They're
Where are
so
those
money.
poverty ass bulls?
I
at?
like the old
Oh,
Magic ones.
ew.
I like
Bulls ones are
I
bad.
like the Lakers ones.
The Bulls ones have always been bad. They have never had a good city
No,
jersey.
they
I
really
disagree. I disagree.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, they might have had one I kind of liked.
Hold on. I got one.
Probably Kobe White, which is the only reason it's good.
No, it's the. Well, I don't know if we're gonna agree on which one's good, but City Edition through the years Chicago Bulls. It started with
How
the
much-
white one with the stars down the side. Okay, the 2018-19 one where it was black, you had the like Chicago flag on the chest. That one wasn't bad.
Yeah, I guess.
They have never been great though, for sure.
How y'all feel, but I
Ooh.
fucked with these heavy.
Oh, that is not the one I was saying was good.
So I love this. This is a knockoff though. This
Oh.
one though
Oh,
is my
he's-
The
favorite.
blue one's okay.
that one's okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
These
that
ones
one's-
rock,
You don't
'cause
even
they're
have to-
based on like a theater in
Levine!
Chicago.
my goat,
Yeah, it's a Zach Levine jersey.
my goat.
Listen, I might
My
hate
goat.
the organization, but I still have a little bit of love in my heart for Levine.
My goat.
And I have a lot for my goat, Kobe White.
They gotta get both of them out of there, bro.
They really do.
Levine
Literally-
needs to be a winner at
Shit,
some
I just
point.
dropped my headphones.
All right, well, we got to get Miller back.
That's
Yeah,
when
I'm
we get
trying to-
Miller
So,
back.
so the 2018-2019, so the year before those blue ones,
Mm-hmm.
they wore the like black ones with the Chicago flag on the chest. I thought those were their only good ones. But they're not, the Bulls are not as bad as I thought. It's not Celtics level bad. I can tell you that much.
Oh, I know
Those
what
ones
ones
are
you're
bad.
talking about.
Yeah.
Those black ones weren't bad. I agree.
I love that all of the City Edition pictures on the NBA website for the City Editions through the years all use Zach Levine as the picture. Every single
Yeah.
one of them.
I also like the ones from 2022, just because they look like the old. Like I like the cursive,
Yeah.
because like hold on now I gotta go pull out the rest of my NBA jersey.
No, you
collection.
don't.
It's,
Oh god.
No,
listen,
you
there's
don't.
3 other jerseys, dude.
Oh my god. Oh, did I tell you I finally so I have 2 basketball jerseys. One I can't wear because I bought a knockoff Miami Heat like
I have
ice
one.
jersey. I have a Jimmy Butler jersey that doesn't fit. And then I got a Team USA Anthony Edwards jersey because it was $50.
I have one NBA jersey that I've got after the 2019 championship that no longer fits. It's a black and gold Raptors Kyle Lowry,
Now I want to go grab my
Um,
basketball jerseys.
which I don't know where it is. But no, if it's gonna be another one, it's gonna be Scotty.
Shocker,
but-
he's got a Jordan
No,
jersey.
and then this is one of my favorite jerseys I own. Period.
That's valid. I do
I
Oh,
was gonna
not
pull
bad.
out the UNC
Those
Jordan.
2 Michael Jordan jerseys.
Oh.
Oh,
Guess where I
I
got
thought he said he
them?
had
And
3
guess
more. Am I on drugs?
I thought I
You
did
showed us
2. I only
more.
had 2.
No.
Okay.
I thought I had 3. I had 2. Guess how much I paid for those 2 Jordan jerseys a piece?
$17.
No, they were 90 a piece
Oh,
because I found
it's
them
about full
at
price.
a fucking about full. I'm pretty sure that black one goes for like 160.
Well, maybe now, yeah.
Well, either way, I got them at a fucking thrift store. Good lord. The reason I said shore is because it was at the beach. There was a thrift store on
On
the
the
boardwalk
shore.
at the beach. A thrift store on the shore, yeah. That sold like old they had NBA jerseys, but primarily they sold like sneakers and skating stuff, like skateboarding stuff. And we happened to walk by it because we were venturing the boardwalk one night and they had the red one hanging in the I bought it. We went back the next year and they had the black one.
Nice.
But I am very proud of my overall jersey
I wanna go
collection.
see
They
if
need
I
to add
have-
some more NBA jerseys.
I'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can find my 2 NBA jerseys real quick. We can move on to a game.
Yeah,
We
Jake, you
definitely
talk
should.
because I have one more jersey.
What
I
game are
do
we
remember. I
transitioning
remember
to,
what
Jake?
the-
The worst football
Last-
game ever played in
Oh,
history.
that Thursday night game. Okay.
Yeah,
Jake,
Jake,
start
go on
talking
your
about it.
rant.
Yep.
Go on your rant.
All right, yeah, we're gonna talk about the absolute worst football game that has happened. Rams 12, Niners 6. Niners are a mess right now. Purdy is not a guy who I think I would. Purdy is looking at least theoretically, is looking at like 60 million a year. That's what's been put out by reporters, by people inside the team, and I think that's a terrible decision. I don't think Purdy has earned that, and I don't think he earned that in this game. 14 for 31, 142 and a pick, terrible. Just not a good game for him. He's got his weapons, dude. I mean, Ayuk is hurt, but what was Ayuk doing prior? I mean, to his injury, like nothing. Zero. He's on my fantasy team, brother. Nothing. He wasn't doing much. Stafford, it just was a bad game. I mean, the rain really broke both of the teams down in the first half. Second half wasn't much better for some reason, but it was all about the rain in the first half. Ball was slippery. People were just not getting the throws off well. Stafford, obviously, Stafford is good, and he's been great this season, but, neither of these quarterbacks were great in this game, and so maybe the judgment about Brock Purdy was maybe too harsh, but he really just, I don't think he's a 60 mil a year quarterback, and I don't think he should be considered that. Kyren, it came down to the Rams just being able to run the ball better. Kyren was very good. Puka was good in the moments where he actually got the ball. He had 7 catches for 97. Kyren, 29 for 108. He did his usual thing. He's not the most efficient running back in the world, but he'll get you the carries and the yards that he needs to. And Garendo, it got hurt, and also only 57 yards and 16 carries, which, the Niners run the ball very well. They're schemed to run the ball very well. The offensive line is pretty good. Isaac Garendo only, averaged, 3.6 yards a carry. That's not great, especially in the rain when defenders can't really get their footing. Kyren obviously averaged 3.7, so he wasn't much better. Not very efficient at running the ball for either team, but the Rams decided to play into the weather more, and they ran the ball, they ran the ball 13 more times than the Niners did, and that's what it comes down to. Obviously, really not a great game for either quarterback, not a great game for either team. One of the worst first halves of football I think anybody's ever seen. I did not watch this game much past the first half because there was nothing going on with it. But Joshua McCarty, 4 for 4 for 100% of his field goals made, scored all 12 of their points. The GOAT, Jake Moody, comes back from injury. Was he hurt? Maybe. 2 for 2. Overall, I mean, terrible football game. But the Rams are really making a push, especially with Seattle's loss to Green Bay Sunday night. They're really making a push for the division and to try and lock it up, and they're going to be a playoff team. So see how it comes when they eventually have to go to cold weather teams, because they didn't play great in rain, and I fear that will probably carry over into snow if they have to head to Green Bay or somewhere like that. So yeah, overall, stinky football game, but the Rams decided to play into the weather more by running the ball more, and that's what ended up working. So
the nice thing for the Rams is they're probably a division winner, so they're not going anywhere to start the playoffs, and the teams that will be ahead of them are either Detroit or Minnesota, who are dome teams, and then
More
Philly.
about Philly,
But
who'll probably be the 1 seed. So
no, nah,
Philly's gonna be the 1 seed.
nah.
the Lions got
They're the best
smoked
team
by
in
the
football.
Bills, and the Eagles won. They pulled even farther.
I know
ahead.
he's talking about the Vikings.
All that
Not
the
even
Vikings
shitting-
have to do is win 3 games, and they're the 1 seed. It does not
Vikings
matter.
are going to be the 1 seed. Yeah, right.
If the Vikings,
Yeah, you can
the
keep
Eagles
dreaming,
cannot
buddy.
do anything.
Oh, yeah,
If
no.
the Vikings win 3 games, they are the 1 seed. There is no option.
The Vikings play.
I need the Seahawks. The Seahawks have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Clinch the playoff spot for the Vikings and then take away the 1 seed. Well, maybe.
Vikings are going 1 and 2 in the next 3. So
That's cute, Jake.
thankfully
That's
we
cute.
don't have to worry. You
I was
know
gonna
they'll
say,
put the Packers and the Lions
They-
will beat them in week.
They're not
18,
splitting the
so.
Packers this year because the Packers don't play good against real football teams. Miller, show us your
gonna say, like,
jersey.
What are you
I
talking
couldn't
about?
find it,
Hold
unfortunately.
up. Okay? He did not watch the game against the Lions.
So
Did they win?
he
I
did
couldn't-
not. They played very well, and you know that they did.
moral
you
victory.
know that they did.
Right?
Moral victories.
That's what he has against every team with a record above 500. He's got moral victories, guys.
You know,
They
I
played good. Okay,
unfortunately
well,
could
okay.
not find my jersey. I have a UNC Michael Jordan jersey floating around here somewhere.
I got this Miami
I'm
Heat Jimmy
jealous.
Butler jersey. It is
Yeah.
not real and it does not fit. It
I
is
need a
my
Jimmy
size,
Butler
but it
jersey
somehow does
bad.
not fit. And then a Team USA Ant jersey because it was $50.
I don't think that would fit an ant.
I'm gonna hit you.
An idiot, dude.
I'm
Ant
gonna hit
jersey.
you both.
He doesn't know
Yeah,
how
right.
he doesn't know how small ants are. Unless you're
Do we
talking
need to
about
send
like
a
an
picture to
aunt.
the Discord, geek.
What?
Would
No,
that fit
no, I
your
mean-
aunt?
No, it's pronounced aunt. An ant. I don't think they make jerseys.
I'm gonna scream. Okay. The 49ers
Bro,
suck, and
I get
Brock
it now.
Purdy's not a real
You-
quarterback. That's
He
what we
was
I
know.
said all
showing
this.
us.
No, I know. I
He
just wanted to transition back because Miller's being dumb, and I don't want to hear it.
He was showing us the Christmas present he bought for his aunt. That's what that was.
Stop.
It's an aunt jersey.
Stop. No, Miller.
Also, did you on a, like a serious note? Did you guys see what Brock did?
Buying stuff for his
Terrible
offensive
football.
line.
Yeah, he bought his entire offensive line trucks, which is awesome.
Where did he
Excuse
get
me
the
if this
money?
joke- Yeah, excuse
Right.
me if the joke has been made already. Does he know something that we don't?
That's what I tweeted out earlier today.
Does he
I
know
said one of
something?
2 things. Brock Purdy is either a direct descendant of Saint Nick himself and just is filled with the fucking Christmas spirit, or he already knows he's signing on the dotted line when the
Well,
I
mean,
really
I
hope
think,
the Niners.
I think the
didn't
Niners
pay
are
him.
going to pay him, and I think that he knows that, or he thinks that somebody else is going to pay him.
If
I think
okay,
those are his. I think that's his thought process.
if I have to pay him a cent more than what Baker Mayfield's making, I'm letting him walk out the door. He's not that good.
I don't think he's getting any more than Baker's making.
I
Baker's
don't know.
getting,
Everybody.
what, a little over 20 a year.
Sources inside the team are looking at $60 million a
Yeah.
year for him.
If it's 60 mil a year, you tell him to
What?
fuck off and die. Yeah, he
The
wants
report-
Jared
the
Goff
report
money.
The report is between 50 and 60 a year from like
Jared
across the
Goff
board.
got it, so
Nobody-
he should too.
Nobody is reporting anything less than 50.
So
for what
I'm
they're
sorry.
thinking.
If you're the
So-
Niners, why not just let him walk and sign
He is-
Sam Darnold for
He is
20 a
he
year?
is certainly going to make more than Baker if the
Which
Niners
is
pay him.
ridiculous. They shouldn't. Especially when you can pay a guy like Sam Darnold, who has shown with good weapons, which is what Brock Purdy has shown. Without good weapons, Brock Purdy's not good. He's not. So,
I'm not
which
sure,
is
I'm
the
not
same
so
as
sure
Sam
about the
Darnold.
weapons in San Fran anymore.
I
To
am.
be honest,
I am.
Debo is.
The
the-
O line sucks and Brock Purdy sucks. I'm sorry that he's finally
know, but,
doing the
like-
exact thing I said he would do.
Debo hasn't been great this year, and McCaffrey's always hurt now, and Ayuk was underwhelming and then got hurt, and Kittle's getting old, but he's still good.
Well,
But he'll
so
be old.
Ayuk is weird because he didn't do any training camp, no preseason. He
But
wasn't
he played
in
like
game.
half a season still.
No, he
and
played
did
like
nothing.
5 games and did nothing. He was probably barely getting into game shape, and then
Yeah,
kaput.
sorry, I can't take a guy like him seriously.
So how
He
is
set
I
out
not-
training camp. He did that.
No, that's
Nobody
fair.
did that to
no,
him.
I understand.
did that.
I agree.
He was the one who was just
He
like,
could have
you know
Justin Jefferson to bat it,
No.
but instead he Brandon Ayuk to bat it, and here we
what?
are.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around, like, Schefter and Rappaport and guys like that are saying minimum 50 a year.
I don't think those two have really said anything about it, but like beat writers and
But
like I don't know,
people
like,
of that equivalency, like people that are dialed in.
like the Tom Pelisseros of the world. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
dialed, but-
consider
Yeah.
him in the same vein as them.
Not like the main
He might not have
insiders,
the
but like those
Listen,
guys.
he might not have the Tom Bellicero might not have the clout, but he has the connections that they do. Like he's dialed
Point
in.
being, like,
don't know what
people
this
who have
connection is,
sources
but
inside
MLF
the Niners.
The current projection is that he's going to sign a 5-year, $290 million contract.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, that math works out with the
58 million a year. 58 million.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't give him half that. I wouldn't.
So there's
I would
that.
not.
I guess that's the main point with the Rams and the Niners is that Purdy is not a quarterback who should be paid what he will be paid. Most
Right.
likely.
If Purdy
yeah.
could get, around the Baker number, then fine. But it's also one of those things where I don't think he even deserves the Baker number because I don't even think he's as good as Baker.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Miller cool off while we talk about Commanders and the Saints.
Oh my God! I thought you said that the Thursday night game was the worst game of the year.
There was one good
Commanders
thing about the Saints.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler.
I wasn't even gonna say that their
Um,
pass rush went off. They sacked Jaden Daniels like 8 times.
They
Yeah.
sacked him. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, eight sacks.
that's insane.
Their
2 from
pass rush
Chase
went off.
Young, 2 from Cam Jordan, Demario Davis,
Yeah.
Ugo Amadi.
Also, no, the Saints' best quarterback is Cedric Wilson, big dog.
He almost sold the clip. Kamara had to stretch out one hand.
Yeah.
That
I don't
ball was sailing out of bounds.
Show me one good Spencer Rattler throw. You can't.
He had a really good one in this game. I can't remember who it was. to.
JTP just mentioned. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Terry
Jay Kaner is
McLaurin
not
could.
an NFL quarterback. I
No.
cannot believe they even threw him out there. I felt bad for the kid, to be honest. He
Did
looks
you
so much
guys-
smaller than everybody else. It's just so
Did you-
bad.
Did either of you see the picture someone posted? And it was, you remember his media day. We all know
Yeah.
the media day. Someone posted one of those pictures and said this motherfucker looked like he's about to call a sleigh action pass.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I don't know. Terry McLaurin's good.
Yeah.
I worry deeply about the rest of that receiver room. come
Washington's
playoff time, 'cause
defense
it seems like
is
they're headed in
bad.
that direction.
Yeah.
But their defense is bad. Lattimore came back and had a good game, so that's good.
They need that.
But yeah, outside of Terry McLaurin, like the receiver room, there's nobody who I'm giving the ball to, and
You don't
big
trust.
moment.
Well, that's why they went out and got KJ Osborne.
KJ Osborne is still like wide receiver 5 on this football
No,
team.
he is not.
There's a reason he didn't get
he-
any minutes with the Pats.
Did he
Don't
suit
you
up? in this-
dare.
Did
No.
KJ Osborne suit up in this game?
I think he'd been there for
As if
3
he
days.
did, he had
so
0
no.
targets and 0 catches.
I don't think he did because he hadn't been
Luke
there.
McCaffrey has more yards. this season
Jamison
than
Crowder
KJ
is still in the
Osborne does.
league?
Yeah.
Of course he's
What?
with the Commanders.
And guess what? I'm taking him over KJ Osborne in
You're
the big
ridiculous.
2024.
You're ridiculous.
They're trying to get Jamison Crowder some playoff experience this year. I think
Yeah.
keeping him around in case they make it. You know.
He's not ring chasing, he's wild card chasing, bro.
Yeah, I
the
mean, ring
fuck,
chasing
dude?
would be stretching it with this team, but I would say that he's chasing the thrill of a playoff victory.
The thrill.
which
No,
I
he
do not
has a
believe-
couple. He played in
which I
Buffalo
do
for
not
a year.
believe. Yeah, he didn't really do
Yeah,
anything though.
he's chasing the
Nobody was
dragon.
there.
dude.
He's playing meaningful football for the Commanders. 3
Yeah, he's
catches,
chasing the
27
dragon right now,
yards.
trying to relive that high.
Mike Sandra still is good at football.
Yeah, Mike Sanders still
Yeah.
rocks.
He was their best corner until Lattimore came around.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
no, but him and Lattimore.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
spicy. Too bad they have no
question.
pass rush.
I was gonna say Frankie Louvu's their best pass rusher. Which, no disrespect to Frankie Louvu, he's playing off-ball linebacker for them.
yeah.
So, concern.
Well, no,
But
wouldn't like Deron Payne be their best pass rusher? He's just also an interior D lineman.
yeah, I guess. But
Ron
actually,
Payne-
I don't know. I
Is
think
Jonathan Allen hurt?
yeah, John Allen has been
That's
hurt
great.
most of the year. He's supposed to be coming back.
They
but no,
could really
That
use
would be
that.
huge.
Yeah, I will
This
say,
late
genuinely
push.
speaking, Geek, I do think purely as a pass rusher, I think Luvu's better.
No, that's fair.
But
Ron
Payne,
Payne's more
like,
of
and
a,
Oh, yeah.
stuff the
He's
The
run.
report came
more
out
of a-
today. He was supposed to be out for the year, but
yeah,
he might already be coming back. Dan Quinn said today he looks like he didn't even have the surgery. He's, like, already back.
these season-ending injuries are fake. Montgomery's coming back. He's coming back.
Monty's not coming back, dude.
In the playoffs, he is. He avoided the season-ending injury.
he got a
sorry,
surgery when
the
he was
season-ending
young.
surgery.
He had the
no, he
surgery.
avoided it. He avoided the surgery.
Really?
They literally announced he was having surgery. What do you mean?
But then he talked to a
He juked it
specialist,
out.
and they said, "Hey,
Oh
no
yeah, 7
surgery.
hours ago,
You
after
can
Lions
come
running
back."
back David Montgomery spent the last few days consulting with medical experts, sources are now optimistic that the star avoided the season-ending surgery that was initially feared. Montgomery will rehab with the hope that he can return at some point this offseason. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. How about that?
I don't know.
He'll come back to the playoffs.
When they're a wild card team and lose in the first round, it won't matter.
So, question.
So,
How much does this game concern us about Washington in January?
Not
do we
really,
think
'cause I
this
never
has
thought
any
they were a
impact?
team.
If you've been
Okay.
watching the Commanders this season, you should already have been very concerned about them in January.
Okay.
they're going to make
good.
the
What-
playoffs, and they're a team you don't want to play
I mean,
because Jaden
the Sa-
Daniels
the
can
way
go
that-
off at
hey,
any
listen,
moment. But
The way the Saints defense played, this one
Blueprint.
didn't really move the needle too much.
right,
But
but
I was already pretty concerned because they
Okay.
couldn't touch Philadelphia.
yeah, I don't trust them
know.
to play. I don't trust them to beat a team in the playoffs. They could make it interesting if Jaden
And
Daniels
honestly,
balls out.
dude, the more we've seen Chicago play, the fact that they had to do what they had to do to beat Chicago, especially when Eberflus was still the coach, that
So,
should have been a red flag, I guess.
Here's
too.
my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's why I bring this
I don't
up.
know.
Because I think the Saints just gave us the blueprint on how to fully cripple Cliff's
Rush the
defense.
passer because their offensive line
Yeah,
isn't that good.
I was gonna say, yeah, send everything you have at the quarterback. Because Cliff's offense, a lot of what he tries to get away with is okay, hear me out.
Yeah,
Cliff's offense, especially the blocking up front, a lot of it is predicated on chip help, right? He likes to leave tight ends, running back sometimes even, to chip the edges, help the tackles, and then go out on their route. There were so many instances in this Saints game where they tried that, and that player would be an important read or the only check down option. And the defender would play into that and prevent them from getting upfield by engaging with them full on. And then that would allow somebody to loop around the other side and get to Jade. And that's a big reason why they were able to sack the quarterback so many times. So you put this team up against a Philadelphia, a Minnesota, a Detroit, any of these teams that have good pass rushes in the NFC. Jaden's incredible. I think Cliff's offense has yet another weakness that has been shown to us by virtue of the New Orleans Saints.
to a degree,
Yeah.
sure. But you can say all you want about his offense looking bad, but Jaden Daniels was also extremely efficient and balled out.
Yeah,
And
no,
ran
Jaden
well.
did his
Like,
thing.
that's the thing. You might be able to put a lot of pressure and make it matter, but
Right.
Jaden, it also doesn't, because Jaden just doesn't care.
But with the Saints, their back seven isn't nearly as good as a team like Philly or a team like Minnesota.
That's fair.
The Saints don't have the guys to make you pay for trying to make a play happen against that pressure. The
That's
big
fair.
names in the NFC do. Even Detroit, their secondary is a lot better than New Orleans is right after trading away Lattimore.
I
Oh,
don't know
never
if
mind.
I'd
They
say a
just lost
lot.
Carlton Davis. They just lost Carlton Davis. I forgot about
They
that.
have Brian Branch and
That's-
Kirby Joseph, and then me and you, I guess.
Arian Arnold's been fine. But
Oh yeah, I
just-
forgot about him. I
for-
just remember Kindle Vildor is starting, and
Right. I see. My brain forgot that Carlton Davis is done for the year.
Yeah.
So, but either way, at least the top two teams. Green Bay has some guys back
Yep.
there that can make you pay.
Tampa's
who else is in the NFC?
Tampa's secondary's weird. They have guys that
Tampa
can make
secondary
you
is
play.
weird. The Rams
Hey.
secondary has been surprisingly effective.
I like their
hasn't
safeties
been-
and their corners have been fine.
The Seahawks
Right.
secondary should be good.
Yeah.
It's
If they're a
it's
playoff
good
team.
point.
but it should be good if they're a playoff
Here, let's
team.
see here. NFC
Who else?
standings.
Who else is in there? Well, the Falcons and the Falcons secondary is sick. They just don't
Yeah.
have a pass rush, which means the Falcons probably can't beat the Commanders if that ended up being a game.
Yeah.
The Falcons
And
won't
then I
make the
don't
playoffs, so I'm not worried about it. But
I was gonna say the other team I guess you can throw in there is the Cardinals, but I don't foresee them making the playoffs. But if they did, they've got some guys in their second.
Garrett Williams,
Buda Baker,
obviously.
who just got extended.
Yeah.
W.
Hold on. There's a couple young guys in the Cardinals.
do you
secondary.
think Cliff Kingsbury gets
Garrett
fired?
Williams.
If the Cardinals or if the Commanders are smart, yes.
I didn't ask if you thought they were smart. I asked what you actually think
I
will
think
happen.
this organization is moving in the right direction.
Right.
I like what they're doing,
Yeah.
so I think they
Here's
are
the
smart
thing.
enough to fire.
I
him.
don't think they're gonna fire him. I think he's gonna take a job somewhere else, probably.
I could see him being like a guy who goes back to college even.
I was getting ready to say I think a college head coaching job would be great for
I
Cliff.
really
think
could
he's gonna
see like the
go-
Ohio State job if it opens up, which I think it will, because Ryan Day's a fucking moron.
Depends on what happens in the playoff. If they lose to Tennessee in the first round, I think he's done.
I think they're going to
sure.
because Ryan Day does not win big games. I don't
I
care
know
what
he
team's better.
doesn't.
He's the dumbest coach in college football. They're gonna lose.
I know he doesn't win big games, but it's just Nico is so shaky, and it's at Ohio State. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
they
also
lost to
at
Michigan
Ohio
home,
State
but
when they
that's a
played
huge
Michigan,
rivalry.
and that's
Yeah,
not.
but that's a rivalry
I don't
game.
care.
Michigan has beaten the last 5 times Michigan has beaten Ohio State. They shouldn't have beaten Ohio State. I don't
Yeah, but at
care.
least the
Huge
other
rivalry
ones,
game.
Michigan had a real
cares?
coach and like an NFL quarterback. They don't have a
John
real
Moore's
coach.
coach.
I
Their
don't know
coordinators
yet.
are terrible.
But,
Wink
I don't know.
Martindale is their defensive coordinator, dude. Give me a break.
The
I'm not
goat.
yeah, who cares?
What do you mean?
And
He's
also,
the
they don't
goat.
like- They also don't have a quarterback.
Right.
have a
That's my
quarterback.
whole point.
I
Neither of their
speak-
quarterbacks can throw a forward pass. Sorry.
I can't speak to Michigan's defense this year, but I respect the fuck out of Wink as a coordinator.
Yeah.
So like that doesn't really tell me
Mi-
anything.
I mean, you should.
Wink's been awesome.
They,
Yeah,
Maybe
the
not for
Giants defense,
Michigan,
like-
but
He had the Giants
Yeah,
defense like 2 years ago,
they're both getting
relevant with
fired.
nothing.
But-
There will be 2 new coordinators in Michigan next year. Anywho,
Oh, give me
Ooh,
Ben Johnson and
ooh,
Wink Martindale as his
ooh.
DC in Chicago next year. Then
ooh,
Chiefs 21, Browns 7.
Jameis got
Um,
benched. Like
I
officially,
mean,
both in game and he's DTR is starting this week.
I'm here to tell you
It's
right now.
time.
Be back up.
We back.
He's
It's
gonna-
time.
Yeah, but he's so bad, dude.
Nah,
Ladies
dude.
and gentlemen, I need you to let
DTR
the world
is
know we're so
bad.
fucking bad.
No,
He's
dude.
so
DTR is
bad.
gonna light it
He
up
is
this week. I
such a
promise.
terrible
I promise.
quarterback.
No,
I
he's gonna
love him
light
to
it up. I
death,
promise.
and
Watch.
He's still on my
Just watch.
agenda.
Just
He
watch.
better. I want him
who
to.
do they play this?
I
week?
just-
I have no idea. The Bengals. Okay, he actually might light it up this week. Hold on.
I mean,
Jerry
are
Judy is
saying-
going for 250.
People are saying
Nick Chubb getting hurt
after-
is very
After
sad.
the
Yeah.
Broncos lost, the Bengals they're so hungry.
Oh,
with this
dude, that's
window
true.
open.
Yeah, but the defense sucks. So it's going to be a blowout, but that's just because, like, the Bengals offense isn't going to miss a beat. Every throw is a touchdown.
Listen,
Yeah.
DTR could throw 6 picks. He should still be starting over the other 2 bozos.
I
this team
agree.
employs.
But yeah, so
I'll
the
put
Browns
Geek out
bad
there.
all around. 4 interceptions total between the 2 quarterbacks. Jordan Akins was their second leading receiver. That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
They have 2 receivers
Elijah Moore.
on their receiving
had
list.
2
They have
catches
Elijah
for
receivers.
needed
negative.
more receiving yards, clearly.
Only 2 receivers recorded a stat this game, unless Jamari Thrash is a receiver. I don't know.
He is.
Oh.
Okay, so maybe 3 receivers. But yeah, Cedric Tillman, this team is a joke. Mahomes got hurt.
But he's also fine.
But he's
Okay.
fine.
He's
Am
been
I-
a full participant in practice for the past 2 days.
Am I
So
on
he's
drugs
hurt.
for thinking they just
Um,
shouldn't play him this week anyways?
They're playing.
The Texans game doesn't matter in the grand scheme of like the AFC. And you play again on Wednesday. You have four days off. Maybe just wait and let him play against the Steelers in a game that might actually
Well, doesn't
matter.
the Texans game matter because the Bills have the tiebreaker?
With the Texans,
And
but like the Chiefs still have a game up on the Bills, so it doesn't matter. Let Mahomes
Yeah,
get a
but,
game's worth of rest and then play against Pittsburgh in a game that does matter.
but then if they lose to Pittsburgh too and Buffalo wins again, then all of a sudden they're gonna
Right.
fight for the one
Okay,
seed they would have
but
done
okay,
if Mahomes had just
play
played
Mahomes
Texans.
against the best edge rusher in football this year on a bad ankle and see how that goes. That sounds smart. Danielle Hunter's going to kill him. The Chiefs don't have
Okay.
tackles, and
That stopped him before. You're right. He'll set.
I'm not
He'll set.
saying
Yeah, you
I'm
know
not
what?
saying he
Mahomes-
will. I'm
yeah,
saying he
you're
should.
right.
I'm saying he should. The Chiefs should do what's in the best interest of themselves and Mahomes and sit him.
I'm sure they want Carson Wentz trotting out there when they're going
Carson
to fight for
Wentz
the one seed still.
Isn't that bad?
The Bills are chasing and have the tiebreaker over them because they beat them. So
So
I wouldn't risk this.
I was just thinking about something
Yeah.
in relation to the Chiefs. Let me just double check something real quick.
They're
So
not actually that
imagine
good of a football team.
no,
Yeah.
no, they are a very
Oh.
good football team. Imagine taking a time machine, going to 2020, and showing someone the Chiefs' offense, right? Because you look at their offensive depth chart. You have Mahomes and Kelsey. Of course, they're still there. You look at their running backs. There's a running back wearing the number 10, which means that Tyreek Hill would no longer be. Also, in 2020, they had not instituted the new number rules yet. So running backs legally could not wear the number 10. Kareem Hunt is their RB2, who had just been kicked out of Kansas City for kicking a woman. Samaje Perine is their RB3. A lot of people in 2020 would probably be like, how the fuck did he end up in Kansas City? And then their RB4 is a fullback. Then you look at the receiver room. Their number one wide receiver wears their number one wide receiver, according to the ESPN depth chart, not saying it in terms of talent, where's the number 1? He wouldn't have been allowed to do that in 2020. Their number 2 wide receiver is DeAndre Hopkins, who is wearing the number 8. He would not have been able to do that in 2020. Their wide receiver 3 is Juju Smith-Schuster. And then you continue on.
This
I
is
was
really
just- I
funny
know that-
considering 95% of what you just said could apply to literally any team looking
Yeah.
back at 2020.
I know, but I was
thought
looking
you were
at
gonna go
specifically
with
the Chiefs.
I thought you were going to go with look at the name value of all
Jerry
these players.
Jeudy is wearing number 3. He wouldn't have been
Okay,
able
but
to
I'm
do
just
that
saying,
in
like, the
2020.
big
Well,
thing
yeah.
was
Let's see.
DeAndre Hopkins, Juju, Kareem Hunt being back,
Right.
Tyreek Hill not being
I was
there.
going to say
The numbers
if
are
you-
just part of
Was
it.
But
Kareem
I-
Hunt
if
not
you
there
would-
in 2020?
well,
No,
that's
he
when he
was in
got
Cleveland.
kicked out for
2019 is
Yeah.
when he got thrown out.
Oh.
so, but like I thought you were
I think it
just
was
going
all
with like the name value and
Yeah, I mean that was
but,
the
like,
main thing. I was just
you were
adding in the
so
numbers to
focused
add
on
to
the
my point.
numbers. You were so
Elijah
focused on
Moore
the jersey
wears number
numbers.
8.
I was like,
Yeah, wouldn't have been able to do that in
All right,
2020.
man. I was just trying to pad out my point. I'm sorry I had some whimsy and wanted to bring up a fun little
show them the
point to do.
defense. They've got a safety wearing number 6.
You got a kicker wearing number 20.
Oh God, that is no. He's gone. Butker's back and he missed a field goal.
What kicker was wearing
Justin
number 20?
Reed. He was
Matthew
doing
Wright?
kickoffs
Oh.
for him. No, Justin Reed was doing kickoffs for him.
Oh, Harrison Butker missed a
At least
field
did it
goal.
one
He's
point.
washed.
Is it okay? Is it okay to praise number 14 in Kansas City, or is he still a shaky case?
I don't
avoid
know.
him at all
Yeah,
costs.
Because he's really good, dude. He's
Yeah.
so good. But
But
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we just
It's
don't.
I
We just
wanna
don't talk
mention
about
anything
him.
else.
Yeah, we just don't
Yeah.
talk about him because
I'll
we
just say
don't
that,
know, so we just don't
Boy,
say.
has Kansas City been punting the ball good this year. I don't know who's back there, but boy, are they punting the ball better than anybody.
Uh,
Anywho, Bengals 37, Titans
The
27.
Will Levis experiment's officially over,
If
right?
you want to know how bad the
They have.
Bengals defense is, nearly gave up 30 to Will Levis. and
No, they
Mason
nearly
Rudolph.
gave
I
up
guess
30 to Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, Will Levis didn't last too long, I guess.
No,
I
they
love
nearly
how
gave up
efficient
30.
he was to have 3 picks.
Oh,
He
Miller,
basically
you're gonna
didn't
spoil what I
throw
was just gonna say.
Ugh.
They nearly gave up 30 to Tajay Spears. That's what
Yeah.
they nearly. Leading receiver, not the leading rusher.
Tajay averaged
because they don't
1
do
yard per
carries.
carry. What are you
What?
talking about?
He had
Oh, he had.
He's
I didn't see him
receiving,
receiving.
buddy.
I didn't see that.
2 touchdowns.
I just
yeah.
looked at him running the ball. I was like, the Bengals
He's
did
just,
a real job
he's
of
just
stopping the
so
run, which is
clearly-
shocking.
Tajay Spears is just so clearly the most talented running back in the city of Nashville, and nobody cares.
Can I go one step further?
In the state of Tennessee, you can. Do
I was
that.
going to say he is
Sure.
most definitely the most talented player in the city of Nashville.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
This
Ah,
is
he's
a
injured.
hill.
Let me think.
No, he's injured players not count
Yeah.
because L'Jarius
Even if you're
Sneed
talking-
is a real player. And
Jeff
I'm sorry.
Simmons exists, but he made fun of Caleb's
Yeah,
nails.
that's
being
why I
painted
didn't bring him up
purple.
because I knew you were going to be you about it.
No, okay, he's objectively the most talented offensive player.
Sure, I'll give you that.
I'll dial a step back. I'll meet you guys in the middle.
The only guy I'm bringing up is L'Jarius Sneed because, like, I'm sorry,
Sure.
he's awesome, but he's hurt, so I didn't know how that factored in.
Free Tajay Spears, point being. Free him to Chicago.
So who's the Titans quarterback going to be next year? Is it, and why is it Sam Darnold?
Me has a theory.
Go ahead.
I think Sam Darnold's going to go to a real football team, but go
I
on.
genuinely think it's more likely that Sam Darnold ends up as a Colt or a Niner.
Walk
He's going to
with
be
me
on
here.
he's going to be
Walk
on a
with
real
me here.
football team next year, not the Titans.
You know who I think will be their quarterback next year? Because it would just be hilarious.
Who?
And I'm not even going to say the name. I'm just going to say Will Levis would lose his number at the current moment.
What, Marcus Mariota?
Rodgers.
Wait.
No. Aaron Rodgers will be the quarterback of the Tennessee
Oh,
Titans
that's.
next year.
I thought you were gonna say Cuzzo.
No. Cousins is.
He's kind of locked in Atlanta
they
for
can't
another
trade
year.
him.
Yeah, he's
can't
kind of
trade him.
stuck.
I don't really know what they're gonna do with him, but he's not going to the Titans. I just think it'd be funny if Rodgers went there and expected things to get better.
I would
Like-
love that. Please go ruin the Titans further, Aaron. Please, I want to see them. I want to see their downfall.
Either
so bad,
him, I guess
please.
Darnold would be okay.
Darnold's going to a
um,
real team, dude. He's gonna go
Darnold
to,
now
the
knows
Niners.
how having weapons and a coach works. He's not gonna fall
not
for
sure.
this again.
I mean, I guess. Well, he's not gonna. I mean, he's gonna play for a real team because he's just gonna play for the Vikings.
That's
And
That
I'm
also
also
is very
kind of
possible.
like
he's
I
probably
could-
just never leaving Minnesota.
no, he
again.
will leave Minnesota, but I could definitely see, especially because of the JJ McCarthy injury this year, I could see them saying he didn't get a year to actually sit and learn, so we're gonna
Yeah.
franchise tag Sam and go one more
The
year.
Titans will trade a first-round pick for JJ McCarthy,
No.
and he will be their starter next
No.
year. Congratulations.
That's not
Also-
happening.
First-round pick for JJ McCarthy
Chase Brown also fucking.
3
left.
first-round
I gotta
picks.
bring that up.
and Tajay Spears.
Ooh,
JJ McCarthy.
No, Tajay, but it's a
ooh.
3-team trade, and the Bears send a 7th and get Tajay.
No,
Who would be the best running back in Chicago?
Yes, instantly.
the Vikings
Immediately,
need a 4th. We get your 4th round pick.
No, we're not giving you anything.
Then no. Tajay's a
Individual
Viking.
trades, man. Can't do it.
We're not giving
Anyway,
you
yeah.
anything.
The Bengals, all I'll say about them, they're obviously the offense is great, and the window is open. They have a chance. So
Yes.
Geek, are you looking at the stats?
I see the Bengals offense.
Oh, never mind.
What? Who?
actually, I have a stats question that can relate to Geek and maybe you, Miller.
Well, I was gonna say, do you
Um,
guys know who caught the 3rd of Joe Burrow's touchdowns, other than Chase Brown and T. Higgins?
I didn't know that, but that's incredible.
I mean, it was I don't know, it was the white dude who ran that huge
Yeah,
fumble
Sam Hubbard.
return against
Yeah.
the Ravens in the
GOAT.
playoffs.
What's
The
your
question I
stat?
have for both of you guys: Joe Burrow threw 2 interceptions in this game. Okay, one of them was to Daryl Worley. Who was the second to?
Devondre Sweat.
No,
That would have been incredible.
was a
I have
fumble.
no idea.
He ended up with the ball. Was it a fumble? Or was
It
that the
was-
week
he-
before?
That was the week before.
Uh,
He's not listed with anything on this. I have not heard this guy's name. Maybe I have, but I,
have
don't think
no
I've heard this
idea.
guy's name before.
who
today.
did you say it was? Who was the one you named?
Daryl Worley was the one.
He
And
had
this guy
one.
was 57 for the Titans. I think he's a
So he's a
linebacker. I wouldn't
linebacker.
know. Never heard his name.
50s. Fuck. Gifford.
Yeah,
Right? Luke Gifford?
Why
I'm
do you
assuming he's
know
white.
that?
Because I memorize random players.
You're
on rosters
gross,
when I do
Miller.
team preview stuff.
You're
That's true.
gross.
Yeah, but he picked
Yeah.
off. So speaking of quarterbacks who shouldn't be paid, we talked about Purdy who hasn't been paid yet. But let's talk about one that shouldn't have been paid that did get paid. Tua stinks, dude. This
Yeah.
dude is Tua is a
I
bad
swear I've been
quarterback.
saying that forever.
This is.
Tua?
Well, I mean, none of us thought that he should have gotten paid. I mean,
Guys.
I don't think any of us were on the paid Tua train.
No.
Tua, more like Pua. Am I right? Because he's bad.
All right.
Bang,
Also,
bang.
Make
If
sure.
Mike Green were here, that would be a bang moment.
the Dolphins just need to blow it up.
Yes,
New coach, new
aggressively.
GM, new stadium,
I have a question. Can you demote
jerseys.
people in the NFL? Can you just hire a new head coach and just be like, "Hey, Mike,
he would
you're
have
the
to
OC."
be okay with it.
I don't
He would
think
have to, like,
he
agree to it.
should be the OC at this point. I
Oh,
don't
they can't
know.
just
I don't actually trust him to make an offense.
I think he should be an
He would have
OC
to
under
agree to it?
Kyle Shanahan. Yeah.
Oh. So they could. So they couldn't. The GM couldn't just be like, "Hey, you're the OC."
To my
Well, he
knowledge,
could
no,
just
'cause
leave.
Yeah, because he would just be able to leave.
Oh well, yeah. No, I'm saying like, the GM is probably just gonna be like, "Hey, be the OC or dip." Is more. what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and
That's
he would
what I
probably
just tell
dip.
the GM.
Yeah, because he
You don't
wouldn't
need
want to run
stay
the
on as
team.
I
Yeah,
guess
I
that's
mean,
probably
you
true.
can't force him to like accept an offensive coordinator job, but you can like negotiate.
Dude, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, obviously,
But he
I-
wouldn't want to stay.
I think it's
Yeah.
clear that McDaniel is not built to be a head coach.
I think
I
he
don't
should
think
go
there's
back to
any
Shanahan.
shot.
I
We
don't
need
even think he's
Shanahan.
built to be an OC. I really don't.
I think he is under Shanahan where he doesn't call plays.
So
You can just
then to me,
do
that's
little
not an OC,
scheme
man.
things.
No, it's not. But I want them to be.
That
back
would be
together.
his title.
Right.
I
Just
mean,
not be
yeah.
together.
It would be like
Yeah.
Wes Phillips, where he's just gonna
He's a-
be the OC in Minnesota for fucking ever because
He's made
nobody's
to be
hiring.
an
Okay.
offensive assistant, not a coordinator.
Yeah,
or
Okay,
an
yeah. I mean, the same thing
advisor
applies to the Packers. Who's the Packers OC right now? One of you tell me.
Wayne Brady,
uh,
Ryan
he was the runner-up
Stiles,
as far as I
Colin
know.
Mockery.
is it a name I would know? Have I
Are
ever
these real
heard it?
OC names? What are you doing, Miller? This cannot
This is
be.
the cast of Whose Line It Is It Anyway?
That's what I,
I
thought.
only knew Wayne Brady. I didn't know
So-
the other guys' names.
Jake, is it possible we would know this name?
No, his name is Adam Stenovich.
Yeah,
I didn't know his name until I just Googled it. It doesn't matter.
I only
don't
know the
what he
Vikings
does.
OC's name because he's the son of a former head coach.
I know the Bears OC's names because they're all domestic terrorists.
Who's
Um,
the OC now that Brown got promoted?
I'm pretty sure it's or fuck, I don't know who it is right now. Actually, he's probably domestic terrorist too.
Is Brown calling the plays? I'm assuming he's
Yeah,
probably,
Chris
right?
Beatty,
Yeah.
who was the wide receiver. Oh, that's right. I
Miller,
knew that. It's the former wide receivers coach because the assistant wide receivers coach got promoted to wide receivers coach, and then Keenan Allen got promoted to assistant wide receiver coach.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Obviously, he doesn't have the position, but they're just
Which-
like ruling that that's him.
which one of you was also kind of low on Chop? Were either
I
of you
love
kind of?
Chop.
I
That's my
like
boy.
Chop, but I didn't like the pick for Miami.
Chop's kind of been sick.
Yeah, no,
Shout out
Chop
Penn
has
State,
panned out
baby.
really
That's
well.
my boy. And they're gonna have a top 10 edge pick this year. Oh my dude.
At this point, they need an O line, a
Did you?
D line.
That was why I didn't like the Chop pick because I thought they had bigger fish to fry at other positions.
Well,
and
they
didn't
definitely
need edge.
Yeah,
But Chop is-
Turns
been
out they
sick.
needed edge because he's the
Chop's up.
only one they have.
Yeah,
It's true.
Jalen Phillips got hurt
Phillips
again,
being
sadly.
hurt again is not great.
And then
But Chop
Bradley
is
Chubb
sick,
got hurt
yeah.
also.
Yeah,
So,
Probably. That sounds about right.
and then their running game sucks.
which
Apparently,
that's all blocking. They're
Tyreek
back
Hill's
to the mud.
actually washed. Jalen Waddle,
Yeah.
I don't know. Tua
He's
hates
hurt.
him.
I was gonna say
And
he
this-
doesn't have a
and he-
quarterback.
Well, he got hurt. He didn't play in this game.
Oh,
Yeah.
He got hurt. I don't know how long he played, but
I was gonna say he played a
he's
little bit,
questionable
but
this week.
Well, he
the
won.
Texans
Tua
still
Tua
concern
almost
me.
killed Grant DeBose.
Yeah,
Tua tried to kill Grant DeBose and almost
Against the Texans. Are we
Um,
surprised that it was against the Texans?
did. I don't think it was a dirty hit.
Yeah, I
but
just think
from what I
Tua-
saw.
I haven't
no,
seen the hit.
Tua
I-
just
It
got
was-
him
it was-
killed
It was
because
a hospital ball.
yeah,
Safety from the Texans came out and said that he was just trying to make a play on the football, which
Let's
he
see
was.
here.
But it was a
I
horrible.
view it
was a horrible
entirely
ball.
as like a.
horrible ball.
It's the
It wouldn't
Tom
have happened
Brady
if
thing.
Tua had
A
made
good
made
quarterback
throw.
just doesn't make that throw because it gets your receiver killed.
Yeah.
It's the you
Yeah,
don't
I
throw
mean-
it there.
Ooh. Yeah,
was
then
pretty-
that was
it-
definitely a hospital ball.
Yeah, that's not a dirty play.
It was
Tua's a
pretty
dumbass.
clear.
Tua has
Yeah.
as
For
much
the
care
second
for
he-
his teammates'
yeah.
heads as
It
he
was
has for
pretty
his.
No,
clear. The
you
second he
guys
threw
are
the
right.
ball,
It was
the way the
Caleb
safety
Bullock,
crashed on
too, yeah,
it,
he's
it
not-
was completely. Yeah, he was cooked.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just ask this.
Are
let me
the
just ask this
Texans
question.
a real team?
I don't know. I have
They're
a question
real-
about the Texans' defense, at least, or one of their main defenders.
Who?
Is Derek Stingley the best corner from his class?
Yes.
Or no?
Yes, and he was when he came
I
out.
believe
Too.
the answer is yes.
I don't know how many times I said it back
I
then.
mean,
Hey,
I lean Sauce in the beginning, but I think he's clearly stepped up.
dude, Derek Stingley
Stingley's
is so
awesome.
fucking good, dude.
I mean, it helps that he's had D'Amico Ryans coaching him. I
That's
guess.
fair.
I will say that I have
but-
not watched nearly enough.
Just watch Stingley from this game, honestly. and that'll be
yeah.
enough.
No, I mean, I've watched
he lined up
Stingley.
one-on-one
Stingley's
with
incredible.
Tyreek like all day.
Yeah,
Oh, did you say Sauce? You cut out.
I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
watched enough
Oh.
of Sauce this year. Stingley's
Okay.
incredible.
I don't know if
Sauce-
Sauce is a top 15 corner right now.
I know. I've seen a lot of people say that. I haven't seen it with my own eyes,
Yeah,
so I,
that's fair.
I can't say because Sauce is his reputation precedes him.
If you,
Right,
I was gonna
no,
say,
that's
yeah,
So
two-time All-Pro. If you consider tackling to be a big part of being a good cornerback, then Sauce is the worst cornerback in football.
So here's my thing
So,
with that.
it-
I
I
think
guess it
if you
depends on
were
how
a
much you value tackling
true
as a
number one
corner.
shutdown corner, you can get away with not tackling. Dion didn't tackle.
Right.
He's the best
Well, yeah.
corner to ever play
Darrell
the
Revis
sport.
wasn't that good of a tackler.
No.
Right. So it probably doesn't hold much weight. but
Now,
he
if
can
you're
tackle.
like a nickel or a number two, then yeah, you need to be able to tackle.
Yep.
Now, if you're a number one and can tackle, like I know I'm jumping right to my guy, but Jalen Johnson's a that's
You
just
cut
an
out
added
again.
bonus.
What-
I was
don't
gonna
know
say
what you said.
I was using Jalen Johnson as an example of a CB1, like a true lockdown guy that is a good form tackler. Like just because that's an added bonus. Like that's not a requirement to me. That's good to have on top of. Like, for example, if Pat Surtain could not tackle to save his life, which to my knowledge he doesn't struggle there.
Right.
I don't think he's like a standout. Like he's wrapping
it
guys up
wouldn't
in the
matter,
backfield.
right?
But it
Because
doesn't
he's
matter.
But he's like,
It
because
wouldn't matter.
if he's in a position where he has to tackle somebody, somebody else probably fucked up.
And like
Yeah.
even now, Derek Stingley, maybe he's not the best tackler, but it doesn't fucking
Doesn't
matter.
There are guys who like. There are obviously guys. I mean, there are corners who are a lot better at it, like
Yeah.
Devon Witherspoon. and-
Yeah.
Right, but
Like,
he's a
he
nickel.
he
That's a
came-
little bit different.
Right. He came
Well,
out of the
I
draft.
don't know.
as, like,
Is
one
he
of the
playing in the
best.
nickel? He plays fucking both. He's a weird anomaly. I love Devon.
Well, seeing as Tariq Woolen stinks, I think he's been playing a little bit more of like the outside corner job. 'Cause
yeah.
They don't
So-
have somebody else who can do that with Kobe Durant switching to safety.
Why is Danielle
Kobe
Hunter being
Bryant,
disrespected in Houston still too?
He's the deep play.
He's not though. The odds still say it's TJ fucking Watt.
Yeah,
This is the worst.
the
bad
odds
depoy
can
race.
eat
It is
It's an
Hunter, but
entire
this is a bad
phallic
depoy race.
object.
What do you
Outside
mean
of
it's
Hunter, it's
bad?
a terrible race.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
terrible race.
I thought you were just meaning
It
like
is-
Hunter sucks too. It's like
No,
Hunter's been sick.
it-
He,
no,
I would
it
have
is
voted him last
objectively a
year.
horrible depoy
Like
race.
this
There's
version
only
of
been like
Danielle.
one standout. Yeah.
Danielle,
No,
and
Danielle
it
has
bugs
been
me
the
that
best
the
player.
odds
TJ
don't
Watt-
say it's him.
TJ Watt has been really good.
Sure,
And without him, that defense would crumble probably. 'cause
Sure.
He's just
I
the
think-
driving factor.
but
in all
Danielle's
their
been a
big plays on
different
defense.
level of player.
That's the weird thing with the deep play conversation this year because they're treating it like MVP. They're looking at value and not individual.
yeah.
Because right now, TJ Watt is the most valuable defensive player in.
Yeah.
Because Jake's absolutely right. He is the
No.
engine of Steelers defense. You're going to say Josh Metellus, and I'm going to
No.
tell you to be quiet.
No,
Which Viking?
Blake Cashman, because the Vikings.
Yeah, okay.
No, have you seen the thing? The only 2 losses
Nuh-uh.
the Vikings have had were the 2
also-
games Blake Cashman
Oh.
didn't play.
Also,
So, like, by the name of value,
if we're
It's
talking
him.
about Vegas odds, how about Vegas odds? Daniil Hunter doesn't even have the best odds on his own team.
Insane.
These are the depoy odds right now. TJ Watt, Pat Surtain, McKinney, Garrett, Anderson Jr., Daniil Hunter, and you'll never guess who's below Daniil Hunter. One below Daniil Hunter.
Sauce.
Kirby Joseph.
no shot.
Joseph
Not even the
is
best
one-
safety on his team.
And he's the same odds as Hunter. He's
not
the
even-
same odds as Daniil Hunter.
Not even a top 5 safety in the NFC North.
Chris Jones, who should be a lot higher, is below them. And then, Geek, what Viking do you think's on the list
Grenard.
for odds? No, Andrew Van Ginkel.
Okay,
Of
that
course.
I could see. Gink's been sick, dude.
I mean, yeah, but like over Grenard and
So
in the
it's-
top 10 in odds, I
It's
don't
weird.
know.
Grenard and Van Ginkel have nearly the same sack numbers, but the multiple pick sixes for Gink is probably what's boosting his odds.
Yeah, odds are really thrown off.
The odds are bad. If it's not Daniil Hunter, I think we
It
should
won't.
Oh,
riot.
it'll be TJ Watt for sure.
That's stupid.
Let's.
it'll
No,
for sure
you
be
guys-
TJ Watt.
I hope TJ just misses some time and they don't give it to him because he got hurt.
Because he's hurt right
It-
now.
Yeah. That
His
sounds really
groin
bad.
looks
I don't want him to be like
Uh,
actually hurt. I want him to be back
yeah.
for the playoffs. Just miss the rest of the regular
But,
season so people stop
speaking
thinking
of
about it.
awards,
we talking about?
Ravens 35, Giants 14. My question is, do you guys think the MVP played in this game?
I think he played the Buffalo game.
I think
Jared Goff and Miller.
no.
Shut up.
I
The
Don't
run
think-
you've
do
had
that.
is just that's crazy.
I think Josh Allen is the MVP based on what the how that award has been voted previously. Last year, Josh Allen had better numbers than Lamar, but Lamar
Narratives.
won because well, it's not narratives, it was Lamar won because his team was better. The Bills are the better football team right now.
Yeah, but
If
also
the Bills
narratives.
lose a couple of games and they both finish the season with the same record, then it's Lamar. And that's
I think
that
Josh
just is
Allen
what
will
it is.
win it because his team currently is better.
Yep.
He's playing better than Lamar is
No.
objectively. The last 3 games he has been in this late stretch, or at least close to. He had six total touchdowns.
Yeah. And
I'll
Lamar
say
just
Josh
had 5.
Allen.
This is
Pass.
less than 6.
Sure. Yeah, and okay.
They're playing at a comparable enough level where and also Josh Allen is, as most people NFL fans would say, due, and that's why he'll win it.
I hate
because
the
Myles
due
Garrett
thing.
was due, and he won depoy when he
Well,
probably didn't
Daniil
deserve it that
Hunter's
one
due.
year.
No.
Yeah, Myles Garrett was due when he won it. Micah Parsons was due when he won it. Did either of them deserve it? I don't know, but they were due, and that's also a big part of the narratives game. Josh Allen is due for an MVP.
That's fair.
In the eyes of most voters, probably, and like most NFL fans, whereas people are like, "Oh, is Lamar really gonna win a third?"
He
I don't
should.
know. Like,
I think Lamar's been
Yeah.
the best quarterback in the league this year, and I don't know. It's
yeah,
Lamar's nuts,
obviously they dismantled the Giants.
as they
Tim
should.
Boyle came in for DeVito,
Why
who
the
got benched
fuck
or
is
hurt or
Tim
something.
Boyle still in the league? Sorry,
I don't know. I mean, he played better than any Giants quarterback has all year.
I don't
which is
care.
saying something.
The man was not good enough
Uh,
to start football games on a D2 college team. He's not a quarterback. He's not a person. Get him the fuck out of the league. Stop it. I don't
He played
understand.
for a D1 football team.
Did he?
Yeah, UConn.
That's
D1.
not a D1 team.
They shouldn't be, but they are.
You guys
I'm
don't like the University of Connecticut? That's crazy.
not for football.
No. But yeah, I don't know. Dismantle the Giants for obvious reasons. The Giants are terrible. Their defense is bad, other than the pass rush. But Dexter Lawrence is out for the year, so
Yeah,
That's
and
out the
apparently
window.
he's gross, so we don't talk about him anymore.
Holy
Uh,
shit!
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but you should look it up later.
No, I
Jake. It's
saw it.
gross. Yeah.
I didn't see it get confirmed by anybody actually.
I don't
reputable,
know if
but I
it's
saw it.
confirmed or not, but
Miller, what do
So-
you?
Hold on. So I'm looking at advanced statistic, or not advanced statistics, but like non-traditional
know.
counting stats for defensive players right now. How many pressures do you guys think TJ Watt has on 439 pass rushing reps? How many, according to Next Gen Stats, how many do you think
32.
he has?
Is it over half?
What did you say?
32. I don't know. I'm judging
A
that it's
little
gonna be
higher.
trash. Oh, is
A
it like
little
40?
higher?
44.
Jeez.
Yeah,
On
dude, TJ's not been that good
19
this year.
On 19 fewer reps, 420 pass rushes. How many do you think Danielle Hunter has?
62. I don't know. Really? 80? No shot. Okay, so he's
86.
almost doubled TJ.
He has double
dude,
his
it shouldn't even
QB
be
pressure
close.
percentage. He has a higher sack percentage, more sacks, a quicker time to pressure, a not as quick time to sack. He has more quick pressures. He has a better get off, and they have forced the same amount of turnovers through their pressure.
So here's what I'm
Which,
going to say. If you say
I'm not
TJ Watt is the
mistaken-
depoy, you don't know ball and you don't deserve to ever talk about it again.
Yeah,
I don't care
Danielle
who you are.
Hunter is first in the league in pressures by
Yeah,
10.
dude. I'm just caught up on odds. How many teams do you think have better odds than the Vikings to win the Super Bowl right now, if you had to guess?
8.
Just by Vegas standpoints. Only 5. But they
Really?
have the same odds as the Packers do
That's kind of gross.
in Vegas, and the same odds as the Steelers and the Buccaneers.
That's also
Well,
really
what the fuck?
gross.
So, just to
I'd
put that out
also
there.
just like to say,
Vegas
in
needs
comparison
to die.
in comparison to his teammate Will Anderson,
Oh, yeah.
Who is
Guy who's
higher
higher in
Yep.
odds.
Yep.
right? Again, we established Danielle Hunter has 86 pressures. Will Anderson has 50. Danielle Hunter has a 20.5% QB pressure rate. Will Anderson has a 16.5. And then in terms of get off, time to pressure, quick pressures, which are any pressures recorded under 3 seconds, turnovers caused by pressure, he's higher in all of it by substantial
Yeah.
margins.
The gist of this,
The only thing Anderson beats him out in is he has a quicker time to sack and he has a higher sack rate, but he also has played 117 fewer downs as he missed time.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the official stance for this podcast, I suppose, to sum this up, is that Danielle Hunter is the depoy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jets 32, Jags 25.
I'm just glad you two can show respect to Danielle Hunter now.
Yeah, because
he's not a Viking
Yeah, no,
anymore.
he's not a Viking.
I've
Right.
always liked
I'm just
Danielle
glad I
Hunter.
can finally get the. I
Yeah.
used to have to fight
Behind
for
the
him to be in the
scenes,
top
I've
10.
I can
Behind
just
the
now
scenes,
be
I've
a
always
fan.
liked him.
Yeah.
He had the Vikings tax though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So I don't know. This was a bad game. I don't really talk about this. Much.
I liked the uniform. We're talking Jets Jags, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The uniform
cool.
matchup was sick.
Uniforms are good.
And Devontae Adams, still him.
Who is
Yeah,
the leading
Devon-
rusher for the Jets? Do you guys know?
I do.
Geek does. Miller.
I feel like you giggling means it's Rodgers. Was it Rodgers?
A 41-year-old man coming off an Achilles tear led the Jets in rushing this week.
He had the second most
Maybe.
carries on the team, too. 6 carries for 45 yards.
Average
sorry.
4.2 yards per carry more
I'm
than
sorry.
Brees
I
Hall
was
did.
looking at the Jaguars numbers. I'm now looking at the Jets. Did they run a fake punt?
No.
Why does Ashton Davis
They
have one
had to
carry
have.
for 21 yards?
Wait, what does Ashton Davis have?
One
carry.
carry for 21 yards. He is a safety.
They had to have faked a punt. They had to have.
I just felt like I would have seen that on Red Zone or something. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's a fake punt. I'm watching it right now. On
I wasn't
NFL.
awake, so I'm not going to
It was a
lie. The
direct
early
snap,
games,
and he
I
took it.
slept through.
Ooh.
The Vikings didn't play
Ooh.
this week, so I didn't force myself to wake up on 2 hours of sleep.
Is that? Oh no, that better not be who I think it is. Geek.
What? What happened? What?
He stiff armed Muma.
That's
like
You know-
into the dirt.
Okay, but you got to think about it, Miller. What does Muma have to play for? He's stuck on the fucking
Oh, then he
Jaguars.
hurdled somebody.
Ashton Davis, the GOAT? Maybe they put him at running back because he's better than Brees Hall and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis.
I'm sending
Don't need
this
a
to you
safety
guys so you
either.
can watch it.
Yeah, I
Dude,
don't know.
We got it.
BTJ is sick. Mac Jones is not an NFL quarterback.
No.
We been knew this. Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to make
This
sure
is
everybody
nothing new.
knew more.
Wait.
Who cares? So,
Guys, hold up.
what?
Wait. Oh, Jonathan Taylor exists. I was gonna ask, is Ty J. Spears the best running back in the AFC South? But it's
Also,
just-
love him or hate him, Joe Mixon has been kind of awesome.
He's been really good this year.
I thought Joe Mixon was hurt.
No,
My
he's
bad.
back again. He missed a couple of games, and then the Texans' offense fell apart, and then he came back, and they were kind of okay again.
I guess what I'm really trying to say is that he'd be the best running back in Jacksonville. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. Tank Bigsby's kind of
Ultimately,
sick.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
ETN, I
But-
really don't think is that bad. I kind of
Also-
want Minnesota to trade for him in
If
the
you want to be
offseason.
honest, ETN was better on the ground this week than Tajay.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
no.
want to talk about the Panthers for the first time in like 30, I don't know how many games, were favored and just blew it. They did not live up to.
Okay,
Nice.
did you guys
Favored.
watch? Did Bryce suck?
No.
I see the two
I
picks.
saw
the
Were they
Jalen
both
Coker
bad
touchdown.
or were they-
Panthers offensive line tried to kill him.
How? With all the money
Miller,
they have invested in
who
it?
do you think had the second
Micah
most rushing
Parsons
yards
ate him alive.
for the Panthers? I will give you this hint. It will not help. Former Viking.
I'll give you another hint. He wears number 34 currently. For the
Another hint.
Panthers.
He was on the team when all three Vikings running backs like standing next to each other, like in like full uniform, not their faces, but like the way their uniforms. You thought they were the same guy. Like I did, at least. Everybody thought they kind of looked the exact
What
same.
year was this?
So this would have been the same time as like Dalvin Cook and Alex Madison.
Boone.
Yeah, Mike Boone is back in the league, baby.
Probably never left, honestly.
No, probably not. He's probably been bouncing
Back
around.
like you never left.
Dude, the Panthers need. I don't think Xavier Legette's going to end up as. He might end up as a wide receiver one. They need. The Panthers need so much help.
Thielen can only do so much.
And Adam Thielen's like been good, but he's not sticking around for that long. He's an old man.
Say, the only play I saw from this game was the Coker touchdown.
That's fair. The
I'm
defense
sick.
is
See the highlights
just
now.
Who's
the
sick?
defense has what, one good player, maybe two. I don't know.
Who,
J.C.
Carolina?
Horn. Yeah, they got J.C. Horn, and then I guess that rookie middle linebacker. I don't remember his name.
Trevin Wallace.
That's the one.
I love
Who
Trevin
didn't
Wallace.
Play. He
I
didn't
don't think
register a
he's
stat, so
No, he's on IR.
okay. Yeah, so they have one good player on their defense.
Clowney not playing?
I don't want to give Clowney that much credit at this point. Clowney
I mean,
is
Clowney
good
was
as
pretty
a
fucking good last year.
yeah, but he wasn't asked to be the best edge rusher on a team.
Yeah, but he ended up being the best edge rusher on the team, which is the funny.
Yeah, well, kind of. The best because he rushed on the same side of the
Okay,
or the defensive
first
line.
Bryce pick was not his fault.
All right, you heard it
for
here
record-
first. Not his fault.
3rd and 3, he's throwing an in-breaking route to Thielen. Like, as soon as Thielen breaks inside, he's throwing at him. And the ball gets tipped by a hell of a play by the defender. And
Okay.
Jalen Coker, so you have Thielen and Coker both running in. Like, Thielen's a little bit deeper, Coker's in front. Coker breaks earlier because he's
Yeah.
more shallow. And the linebacker, Marist Luafau, the rookie out of Notre Dame, he's guarding Coker. And turns around at the perfect moment for as the DB tips the ball that's being targeted to Thielen, just to catch it like a punt.
Ah.
So that first one is not on Bryce. That ball was put where, like, he puts it where it needed to be. He tries to put it out in
Good
front
defense
of Thielen.
wins sometimes, man.
Yeah. Like, Thielen's trying to fade upfield because there's green in front of him.
Yeah.
So he puts it on, like, the outside shoulder of Thielen. He puts the ball where it needs to be. It just, it was a hell of a play by Jordan Lewis.
Wow. Okay.
That's who it is,
What
right?
about the second
Number
pick?
2?
What about second
We're finding
interception?
out. We're finding out. Hold on. Yeah,
I
it was Jordan Lewis.
Is Cooper Rush? Cooper Rush is an NFL quarterback. I don't know if he's a starter, but unlike Mac
He's
Jones,
certainly a
when
good
he gets
backup.
to play, he like looks like a quarterback.
Facts.
Rico Dowdle might actually be good.
I was just
I
getting
didn't
ready to say,
believe
when
it,
do we have
but-
the conversation about 23?
Rico's good. Yeah, Rico's been good these past couple weeks.
Also,
Eric Kendricks.
I would bite your tongue about that that Xavier Leggett fella.
Why?
Oh, never mind. That was out of bounds. There was an insane catch I just saw him have.
No, I don't know. Xavier Leggett is following the same trajectory that Devontae and Jerry Jeudy did. Will he figure it out on
Batman?
this team? I don't know. But like, he's so
Fair.
good because he's always open and always got a chance. But the dude cannot catch. I don't think he can catch a
Yeah.
cold, man.
I get
I
you.
don't fucking. So I'm not going to be out on him because I was never out on Jerry Jeudy. I was never out on Devontae. I'm not going to be out on him. But like,
I got
man,
burned by Judy, so I learned my lesson. Oh, there's Bryce dying. Osa Digizua
anyway,
just
well,
murdering him. He fumbles
Miller
the
looks
ball.
for
on
this.
first and
We're gonna
10.
move because we still have 8 games to cover.
and yeah, we got to cook.
Buccaneers slammed the Chargers because Baker Mayfield is good at football and Bucky Irving is good at football. 2 very good players.
And Mike Evans is really good at football.
Mike Evans is fighting for that 1,000-yard season. He's a
He
little
only needs
behind
to average
where
83
he-
for the next 3 games. That's nothing.
but
That's
he
light work.
really helped. He really helped himself. Yeah, Buccaneers they're getting hot at the right time and
Yeah.
looked really good against Jesse Minter's defense, which has been really good this year. Yeah, Chargers just weren't very effective running the football, which doesn't help. Ladd's back, which is good.
It puts QJ back in the role where he belongs, so he looks normal again.
Yeah,
You love
he had a
that.
touchdown against the Bucs.
Quick correction on my part. That was not Marist Luafel. That was Eric Kendricks.
Yeah.
I did not realize Eric Kendricks went back to another
Yeah.
off so hard because I just saw long hair and I remembered Marist Luafel.
Well, because he was single digit with the Chargers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kendricks.
I think
That
I think a
makes sense why he
bright
made that
spot of
play.
Tarheeb
Chargers
Steele
defense.
is GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
You
all right,
rocked.
man. Just completely steal my thunder on
I'm
what I was
sorry.
building up to.
Well, you weren't building fast
yeah.
enough.
I guess not. Dude, jeez, bro.
Fuck, he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Oh yeah, you go. Why don't you transition us to a geek?
Where am I
Let's talk about the
transitioning
next-
us to?
Oh,
If we're done with the Chargers and the Bucks.
Oh,
okay.
uh
I found the second pick.
oh.
So
I think I'm remembering the second pick. I think it was
third
a bad one.
10, down by 16. You got a post route against what looks to me like cover 2. You're trying to fit it in between 2 DBs, and the ball just didn't have enough air. 24 is able to come under. That's
Yeah.
definitely not cover 2. I'm high on crack for saying that. It's
Let's go.
actually no. It is cover 2. It's cover 2 zone.
All
I
right.
see it now.
Speaking of
Okay.
interceptions, there's a game full of
I got
bad
it.
ones.
Bro.
Broncos
bro.
31, Colts 13. The Broncos win this game because Nick Bonito and that defense are incredible, even though
They
Bo
went
Nick
off
sucks.
Nick Benito's aura.
Dude,
I'm not even sure Nick Bonito really had to do much. He, I mean,
What do you mean?
I mean, the Colts called one of the worst play designs I've ever seen in my life and tried to make A.D. Mitchell throw it like 20 yards across the field to Anthony Richardson.
yeah, but
You know how slow that ball was traveling? Like, Nick Bonito had like 15 seconds to get there. Like, he's good, but dude.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
not like
they-
AD Mitchell was
they
throwing a
didn't
90
call
mile
that-
per hour
okay.
fastball out
But
there.
yeah, Nick Bonito, touchdown, half a sack. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's good. Anthony Richardson breaks my heart every week.
Dude, it's not.
And then he puts it back together the next. So
There's a
hopefully-
real chance that the Colts move on. I don't think they should, but there's a real chance that they do. I think it's a little early too. I think Richardson has everything he needs to be great. I just don't know.
Richardson is 22,
Yeah,
which is a good age for like a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said,
He's
great
also-
infrastructure in place. Let me cook. Good infrastructure in place. Good offensive weapons around him. A coach that I would say we trust to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Do we feel good about
Maybe.
Steichen? You add a couple more pieces to that offense, and I think you can build around Richardson.
What do you
I think
add?
you give Richardson another check. I think you
a
need a tight
I
end.
guess. No, they
And a
got
wide
the
receiver
GOAT.
will
Oh,
be
Alec
Mike
Cox.
Pittman Jr.
No, you need a real tight end. Austin Hooper better.
Stop.
But anyways, you
Racism.
need a fuck off. You need tight end help, and I think just I don't know, something in that wide receiver room isn't working the way it needs to. I don't know what it is. I haven't watched a ton of the Colts this year. But I think with the incoming quarterback class that I will say openly I haven't scouted yet, to my understanding, very underwhelming. Very, very underwhelming from what I've
They're
heard.
becoming QB class.
Yes.
Okay.
If that I was gonna say the class as a whole I've heard is good. QB class not good. If that's the case, just run it back like this is going to be Anthony Richardson. Because he's going to be pretty much the same age as any quarterback you're going to be drafting.
They're not going to be in any position to do that.
Right,
No,
and
my
they're not
thought
in a
is, do they go sign Purdy? Do they sign Sam Darnold? Do they sign one of
I
those
don't think
guys?
it's pending.
There it
No,
is.
I don't think Rodgers is the type of guy. Because like with Purdy and Darnold, you're still looking at a guy you can sign who's not at the end of his career. Like, they are.
Yeah. And also,
Darnold's
Anthony
27.
Richardson.
Like, Darnold's like
Yeah.
the same age as Bo Nix, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, but like the thing is also like the Bills didn't give up on Josh Allen when
Right. I just don't.
by the standard
Jim
that we're
Irsay is not the
holding
same.
Anthony Richardson to. They like if the Bills didn't give up on Josh Allen and at the state he was in prior to him blowing up,
But
there's
Jim
no reason for
Irsay,
the Colts. Who's the owner?
right? The guy who gets to make that decision. He is the same as Jerry Jones. He will just fire Steichen, fire everybody, and draft a new quarterback.
I don't think Irsay's. Hopefully, Irsay's not that dumb.
He's that
Hopefully.
dumb. He's that dumb.
Real quick, I just
Well,
want to
he's
say,
not the one who benched, unbenched, and then kind of benched again. Anthony Richardson.
Hey, the benching seemed to.
Steichen being completely indecisive about who his quarterback is, and then changing his mind like three
Okay,
times about who
you
the
had to
long-term
bench
starter is.
Richardson though. I have never seen a quarterback be that
Sure,
much of a
bench
little bitch.
Richardson,
He
but then
had to be
don't-
benched.
But then don't just be like it's Flacco the rest of the season, and then
Yeah,
be like
that
actually,
part's dumb.
just kidding. It's Anthony Richardson the rest of the season.
That part is dumb.
Like,
but
come on now.
Richardson needed benched. You can't take yourself out of the game. Just call a run play and let Jonathan Taylor take it and get your rest in the game. You can't get off the field. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
So, real quick, speaking of Anthony Richardson's QB class, I can confirm the play I was looking at is some sort of cover 2 with a too high shell. Likely.
but back to this.
Why?
I'm just saying, I wanted to
Nobody
make sure.
cares.
I do. I care. Yeah, it was a football podcast, is it not?
Coverage isn't a game we stopped talking about 20 minutes
Okay.
ago.
And then number 2, something I can't believe we skipped over, but you guys talking about Jim Irsay made me remember it. The Jets are fucked completely.
Yeah.
I still cannot believe a real headline I read when I woke up this morning was that the Jets owner, who I can't think of the name of
Woody Johnson.
now, didn't want to add a player because he looked at his son's Madden game and saw that his rating was low.
I believe
And
that.
then also didn't want to sign another player because his awareness rating was low. Did you see the headline, Geek?
No.
Do you know who the player was he didn't want to trade for because his Madden rating was low?
I don't know. I don't know who is available, so I don't know.
Jerry Judy.
Oh,
Judy.
huh. Maybe you should have traded for Jerry Judy because he's fucking sick, dude.
Nope, but he's bad at Madden.
Also, Jonathan Taylor, I think, needs fired out of a cannon.
Why? What did he do?
Did that famous thing where you drop the ball
Oh, yeah,
running.
yeah.
He
Oh,
literally
that's
cost
right.
them this game. They would have been up 20-0. Game over.
Yeah.
But instead, he gives Denver back the ball. They finally score, and then Denver's defense just went, hello, and it was over.
Yeah.
An old Mo came a knocking.
Bo Nix
different
threw
reason. I know we
3
talked
picks in his
about-
ass.
I said old Mo.
No, I know.
Momentum.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I
I
was
know
just
we,
meaning Bo
um,
Nix his ass.
I know we talked
Well, I
about
said
the
Mo, you
Commanders-
said Bo. They sound alike.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
figured.
the Commanders earlier. Broncos are also a team that I'm not taking seriously in the month of January.
I don't think they're getting to
not
January.
only because they won't be there because the Bengals will be, but if they do,
What are you
Bo
looking
Nix.
at, Miller?
The Bengals?
The Bengals have to win their last 3 games, and they are in. If the Broncos
do they
lose,
will be,
play?
ain't
The
gonna be
Broncos,
Colts, brother.
the
Ain't gonna be the Colts, brother.
Browns, and who's the other team the Bengals play? They go
The Ravens again.
So they go. Do they get the Ravens? No. Browns, Broncos, Steelers.
So the
Week 17
if the Steelers sit their starters,
Yeah. I could see the Bengals
But-
winning anyways.
Yeah, this-
And I think it's almost a guarantee that the Broncos lose out because they lost tonight, then they go Bengals, Chiefs.
Nah. I guess it
I don't
depends
think
on.
they lose to the Bengals.
I do. Bo Nix cannot keep up with the Bengals offense. Don't care.
I don't think he needs to.
Ah, yes, because Riley
I think
Moss
the-
is going to handle T. Higgins for sure.
Okay.
I trust Pat Surtain to shut down.
Yeah, I don't know if I
Jamar,
trust the
kind of.
Broncos secondary enough
I'm
to
saying
keep that offense at bay.
I could
enough
see
to
that being a game where the
prove a point.
Broncos are able to dominate time of possession and get stops when they need to. I'll put it this way: I trust their defense more than I trust Cincy.
I trust Cincy's offense
Well,
more
I mean,
than
Time
I
of
trust
possession will require them
either.
to run the ball effectively, which they cannot do.
Yep.
So I know it's the Bengals defense.
I still don't think it'll matter. Garrett Bowles might be the worst tackle in football.
I trust any single player on the Bengals defense to make any as much as I can throw them, or as far as I can throw them. So
The
I cannot pick
disrespect
that
to
team
Logan
win.
Wilson and Trey Hendrickson
He's
is
not
insane.
healthy. Trey
I know.
Hendrickson, I'll give you. Trey Hendrickson. Sure.
I don't know if Logan Wilson
Yeah.
played this week. I should
I
go
think,
look.
but
Yeah.
again, I think the time of possession thing would come down to the Broncos running the ball, which they can, and they can throw the. I mean, they can't really throw the football because both sucks.
No, he didn't.
But
Okay.
who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, no.
I don't
I'm
know.
saying-
I
don't-
feel like
I can't pick the Bengals to win a football game until they have a defense that isn't the worst in. They have the only defense that makes me feel good about Chicago's. Do you know how sad that is? For them to make me feel good about the
But the
pathetic
thing is,
display they put on?
Miller. I guess this comes down to the run game, but whose offense are you taking between the Bengals and the Chargers?
Between the Bengals and the Chargers?
Yeah.
The Chargers, I think they have a more well-rounded unit.
On offense?
Yeah, I think they have a more well-rounded offense, right?
Okay.
Well, I guess my point is going to be if the Chargers can.
Oh, wait.
if
J.K.
the
Dobbins is
Char-
hurt.
Uh-huh.
Yes. If the,
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, are you taking a Bengals offense or a Gus Edwards RB1 Chargers offense?
Sure, then Bengals.
Which one
yeah.
of those?
Because the
I-
Chargers just put up 34.
The Chargers just
Yeah.
put up 24, and they don't have any receiver who could touch Jamar Chase yet. Lad, maybe, I don't know, but or T Higgins at the current moment.
Right.
So who knows? Maybe I think the Bengals offense can outproduce what the Chargers offense.
It's
is
all
at that
fun and
time.
games until Mike Gesicki goes for 180 and 2 tuds.
Okay, well, again, that's possible, but I can't pick the Bengals defense until they're serious.
Also, I just have to bet on the quarterback play. Joe Burrow's going to dog walk Bo Nix. He's just going to outplay him. And I trust Joe Burrow to make the play that matters. And I don't trust Bo Nix to throw a ball more than 10 yards. because he can't
And
do
that
it.
is
Yeah,
where
'cause-
you and I differ, because I actually think Bo Nix is a competent NFL quarterback.
He
and
can
you
be
guys seem to
competent,
not.
but he cannot throw the ball more
I,
than 20
I
yards
definitely
down the
think
field.
he's competent. I just think that
Well, I mean,
the
you guys talk
turnovers
like
have
he's
been
worse than Mac
really-
Jones, so I honestly can't tell.
Depending
I
on the
mean, I
game,
don't.
look at
That's
how he played
definitely
against
not-
the Colts. He might be worse than Mac Jones. He can either be competent or the
Definitely
worst
not
quarterback
worse
in the
than
league.
Mac Jones. He is.
How many
I
times
think-
does
I
he
mean,
have to
obviously
throw
he's gonna clean up
multiple
turnovers,
picks in a
but-
game that are all bad, and we just don't care? Because somehow
He's a
they
fucking
win.
rookie, dude.
We cared when
Yeah.
Bryce Young did it.
Bryce
I
Young
didn't.
looked broken and like a shell of himself. Bo Nix still walks around with confidence
That's
and
fair.
plays like a quarterback.
That's fair.
Bryce Young was dying every.
That's fair.
And also, it wasn't just the rookie year. Bryce Young came out year 2.
Well, that's fair.
I was willing to give Bryce year 2. He came out and looked like shit.
That's fair.
Then the offense got better and he didn't. I think Bo will be fine. Yeah, he's making mistakes, but honestly, as someone whose quarterback right now has the record for most consecutive throws or passing attempts without an interception by a rookie in NFL history,
Yep.
I wish Caleb was throwing more interceptions. Because that's a good thing as a rookie.
Huh.
That means you're taking risks, you're trying things, you're
But
finding out what
Caleb's
does and
also
doesn't work.
taking risks. He just actually has an arm.
Fair, but
That's
he's
the
not taking
difference.
as many. He's not taking as many risks as he should. There are a lot of windows that Caleb should be testing that he isn't because he still has Eberflus in the back of his
No,
head
I
saying,
genuinely
"Don't
think
turn the
Thomas
ball
Brown is
over."
the exact same way. I think he might
No,
just
he
be
is.
stupid.
He is. I fully agree. That's the thing. He's got that in his ear. So, my point is, I wish Caleb was allowed to let loose like Bo is a little bit more.
But I think
That's
even if
not to
Caleb
say-
was letting loose, he's not going to look as bad as Bo does most of the
No,
time.
because Caleb is a much more talented player.
Right.
I don't disagree with that at
And
all.
my biggest
just
issue
saying,
with
I
Bo
don't-
isn't that he's not an NFL quarterback. It's the thing I've argued. Number one, in the AFC in general, you need an alien at quarterback. Bo's not that.
Sure.
But also, you are in a cold weather city where it's windy a lot. Bo Nix has a weaker arm than I do. He cannot play in Denver. It
I
doesn't
really
work.
don't think his arm is as bad as you're making. I did not see the specific throw you're talking about tonight. I did not see that one specific throw.
I'm going to
But
find
from
it.
what I've seen from him this year leading up to it, and from what I saw with from him at Oregon the last 2 years, or his last 2 years of college, I don't think last 2 years. Either way, I thought his arm was fine. It wasn't anything special, but I thought it was passable.
I don't know
and
if
I
it's
agree, Bo
passable
Nix-
anymore.
Okay, well, his arm must have died halfway through the season.
Well, I
Um,
never really thought it was passable. I always
and
thought
to
that
the
was his
point
weakness.
of
But
him not being a super weapon, I agree 100%. I'm not saying Bo Nix is about to be like a Super Bowl champion. I just think he is even though he is amongst gods in the AFC, like, yeah, he'll never be Josh, he'll never be Joe, he'll never be Patrick, he'll never be Justin, he'll never be Lamar, he'll never be any of those guys. But I think he can be like a top 15 quarterback at his. I think he can be a top half of the league
I think
player.
he can be Tua.
I think he can be what good Tua is.
Which is still bad as soon as it gets cold because he doesn't have an arm. That's Bo Nix. I think
but
their
again,
style
I
is the
don't
same.
think his arm is as bad as Tua's.
I think it's exactly the same as Tua's.
I don't think it is.
Eh,
Again, from everything I've seen of him, and I haven't seen this one specific throw, is to make a point earlier.
Yeah,
I
I-
don't think his arm is nearly as bad as Tua's.
I don't like AI, but I like AI because of this image of Julius Randle working in a McDonald's. I'm sorry. I looked over at Twitter
I
and I'm
saw
very
one
happy.
of those of Ryan polls after the recent Bears game, and it made me
I
chuckle.
don't like AI, but I kind of love this specific use case.
Yeah,
Speaking of rookie quarterbacks, Drake May, pretty good.
great.
Good.
Love that guy.
He's pretty
Yeah,
good.
good.
It's very annoying because then you have to deal with
Why?
the people who think that he's miles better than Caleb.
Wait, listen. One thing I'm going to say about this for the rest of the year on Caleb Williams debate, is he good, is he whatever. I don't give a fuck what anyone on Twitter. I really don't. He's playing great. Is he playing as good as maybe some people thought he would, where he was going to be a top 10 quarterback year one? No. That's a ridiculous expectation to place upon a rookie.
But he also has
Statistically,
the highs have been so high.
Right, exactly. And not only that, like, just looking at it statistically, he's having a really good rookie year.
Yeah.
Sure, it's compared next to Jaden Daniels, who's having an alien-like rookie year.
Yep.
But, we've had that conversation.
Yeah.
Regardless, Drake rocks. I love Drake.
Yeah,
man.
Drake May's
Yeah.
awesome.
Cardinals are good. Played a solid game.
They
Shout out
won.
best tight end in the league, Austin Hooper.
Stop. They won by double digits, but Kyler didn't throw a touchdown. That's insane.
James Conner, man.
Trey McBride still hasn't caught one.
James
He's
Conner
almost
is
to
the most
1,000 yards.
That's insane.
James Conner is the most like aesthetically pleasing run. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's been good this year.
He runs like it's the 1950s. Runs hard. Get a fullback in front of him. He yearns for fullback in.
Everybody seems to think this was game of the year. Not that game. I'm moving on. I don't care enough about Cardinals Patriots. We need to move on, and those teams are both kind of
Bills,
irrelevant.
Lions.
So yes.
Okay.
Bills Lions.
I think
we
we
see
see
who
who
led
led
the
the
Bills
Bills in receiving yards. Oh, probably with the injuries, absolutely.
Yeah. Like I know we have spent the last 2 weeks on this show saying the injuries hadn't been that bad because most of them weren't starters. 3 starters are gone now, and it is 2 of your best defensive players, and then I think the glue of your offense. Monty is like the feature of their offense. He has been the guy that gets all of the tough yards, that springs everybody else. Without that, I do not trust the Lions to do anything against anyone. Now, maybe that's just me being a hater. I don't know.
You know why I don't trust the Lions to do anything against anyone?
Jared Goff.
Dan Campbell.
Also, yes.
Yeah,
Tried an onside kick, 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Down by, I don't even know.
I don't understand.
Down by 10, I think it was.
10, yeah. I don't understand the logic.
Didn't Matt Collins return it for a touchdown?
Almost, like inside the 10. I get, like, people keep saying, well, they can't stop the Bills' offense. It's like, so you want to guarantee them points? I don't understand.
Yeah, because like the only way that you do that in the fourth quarter is back when you could surprise onside kick.
Yeah,
but you can't anymore. You have to let them know.
Right.
So the Bills knew it was coming. It wasn't like they lined up with Jake Bates on like a regular kickoff, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oop, he's kicking it to the side." They had to be like, "Hey, by the way, we're doing this.
Okay,
Be ready." And
is there something I don't know about onside kicks? Because I've thought this, and I did this in high school, so I don't know if there's a different rule. Why do they always try to float it so a guy can go get it? Why not just drill a motherfucker? Kick it as hard as you can into the first guy in that lineup, because he will miss the ball and you can recover it. Just line drive the motherfucker directly into the coverage team and just let it bounce off of them. Why are you floating it and just making it an easy thing to catch? I don't like. Is there something I don't understand? Why has nobody even thought to try it?
Because that's mean.
I don't fucking care.
Also, you have to be really precise.
You're an NFL kicker.
but NFL kickers don't practice kicking it low and keeping it low. That's not what they do.
Okay, so practice it for a week. I don't know. Okay, can it be worse? This is the lowest percentage play in football. Are you telling me it's that much worse to give it a go?
Well, they should just remove onside kicks.
I agree. I think it should just be I think a 4th and 15 if you can get it, do it. But I also think that could be rough because if your offense is that good, just never let the other team touch the ball. Like, that's kind of sick.
Well, I think it would have to be like the current onside kick rules where like you can only do it inside 2 minutes. You have to be down by so. Yeah.
I don't think that's a rule.
With the new rules, it is.
They literally onside kicked
with the new rules.
Oh, in the fourth quarter. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It has to be inside the fourth quarter. You can't do it anytime.
Speaking of kick rules, I'm sorry. Did you guys see the weird fair catch thing tonight?
Yeah.
That was instituted for the first time since 1976?
Well, the first time it was made since 1976.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's happened.
Sorry.
Yeah. Grayson corrected me on that, and I'm so fucking pissed that it was Grayson.
Yeah, I saw
that. How did he find that out?
Because he Googled it and found a fucking highlight.
Like a YouTube clip from the Patriots trying with Joey Sly as their kicker.
Okay.
Also, Geek for reference, it says onside kicks are only allowed in the fourth quarter of games and if the team doing it is losing. I thought it was inside 2 minutes.
Okay,
that
so I
up
guess if
for
you're
him.
doing
No.
that, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because inside the fourth quarter, like you're just trying to not let the other team get the ball, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
But yeah, the Bills are really good. Josh Allen is really good.
Speaking of the Bills being
they're
really
rolling.
good, do you guys know who Buffalo's leading receiver this week?
Ty Johnson, because you're
I
being a
don't care.
Ty Johnson.
he's being a fuck
baby.
about it.
Because he had one
My
big catch
goat.
that boosted his stats.
He had a 33-yard.
So I have
Long.
officially decided the Bills are not a real football team. They're the team
Why?
that let Dan Skipper do the thing, so they cannot be a real football team.
I'm glad we got
Why'd
it out of
you
the
have
way,
to
to
bring
be
that
honest.
up?
Like,
Hey, did you
glad we
guys
got it
know
out
that
of the
Dan
way.
Skipper reported as eligible?
except he didn't actually. Go back and watch that game.
But Geek, they
no.
made a billboard. They made a billboard.
I think
Geek.
I think it's really funny that Dan Skipper reported eligible this time, and everybody thought we were safe from the memes, and then Doug Kramer didn't, and everyone and we just went right back to it.
That's
It took me-
okay.
We
I've
lasted
never been more
24
excited
hours.
ever.
Yeah, dude, I was
24
watching that
hours,
game
and then
with
Doug
Miller.
Kramer
It was so
forgot
good.
to-
We
forgot to
wanted that
report.
to happen.
Oh.
That we saw the flag, and we were like, I hope it's some bullshit on Kramer, because fuck that guy.
I thought it was a hold. I
Yeah.
was really hoping for like a hold or an illegal low block.
I was so happy.
But listen, okay, as the biggest fucking Bills defender this year on the
Okay.
podcast, I am so happy with this game. Not to say that I think like Buffalo's automatically the best team in football now or anything like that, but they beat the people's champions.
yeah.
The Cinderella run that everybody's obsessed with, everybody loves. Fuck
That
you,
run's over.
Buffalo's better.
Detroit.
Fiance
I don't
Josh
think Detroit
Allen.
is winning the division.
I
really
don't either. I think the injuries, especially at least for the remainder of the regular season, injuries
Yep.
to fuck them.
Yep.
When we get to the playoffs, if guys start to come back, maybe a different story. But even then, some of those guys coming off of being out for a while, like I know they're trying to say Aiden Hutchinson might come back. He hasn't played football in how many weeks?
Right.
That-
Also, if everything were to stay how it is right now, and Detroit is the one, like Detroit doesn't win the division, they have to go play at Tampa, the only team that beat a full strength
Yeah.
Lions team. I think they would be an early bounce. I really do.
Here's to hoping.
Yeah.
Listen, to that guy in our comments that keeps saying we're salty,
Oh my god.
here's to hoping they lose in the first
yeah,
round.
dude.
Fuck the Detroit Lions. I hate them with every
I mean,
fiber
they're a
of my
division
being.
rival. We have to hate them, but it's not us.
Yeah.
Most of our conversation is not us being salty.
I was
It's
gonna say,
genuine
listen,
criticism for a genuinely bad
For
team.
us to be
Dropping-
salty, we would have to believe that they're good, and we don't.
Listen, dropping like the characters, the facade for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. I am a fan of the Chicago Bears. Jake is a fan of the Green Bay Packers. Geek is a fan of the Minnesota Vikings. The three of us, our teams, are in the same division as the Lions.
So
we
fuck
don't
'em.
like them. Like,
It's
I
not,
know-
and it's also not like, hey, it's not like we like each other's teams.
No.
It's
No,
not like we're
fuck
like,
the Vikings. and
we
the
have
Packers are my
normal
least favorite team in
conversations.
any
it's
sport.
not like it's not like Miller is here like, boy, the Packers are so great, but the Lions,
Right. We have
the
normal
Lions.
conversations
Like,
about our
this
teams
is not-
because we're here and like
Truth be
whoever
told,
like I try to talk normal about the Bears at least a little bit when we're having these conversations because I want to have real dialogue about our team's
Right.
games. That's it. But I also want to
Like-
clown the Bears sometimes
right?
because fucking
Like,
Doug
real
Kramer.
talk, if I were to rank how much I like each team in the NFC North outside of Chicago, the Lions would rank the highest. I like them more
Valid.
than the Vikings and the Packers because the Packers are the Packers, and Geek has made me hate the Vikings.
What does that
It's just
even
really
mean?
funny to watch you get mad. So
Oh,
I
that's
like to
fair.
root for them to lose
That's fair.
because you get really mad, and it makes
do.
me laugh, and it makes me forget that my team sucks too. But like real talk, up until now, the Lions have been probably the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe the last couple weeks you could start to make an argument about Philly. I know I have been, and that's not like a fuck the Lions thing. That's more of me being high on Philly. I love what Philadelphia is producing as a product.
Or Minnesota the last couple of weeks since I'm the only one who's going to say it, but that's fine.
Right.
But I get
Yeah,
why I'm the
but
only one that's going
now-
to say it.
With
There's only
the
3 teams
injuries,
in the AFC
you're
North.
missing your two best defensive linemen with Aiden Hutchinson and Malik McNeil. You are missing the engine of your offense in David Montgomery. You're missing Carlton Davis, who is a starting boundary corner.
Ennis
Who
Rakestraw,
else are
who
they
was
missing?
starting for you.
Ennis Rakestraw, who was starting.
Rodrigo's out,
Alondra-
and Alex Anzalone. Those were the two big ones
Two
pre.
more big linebackers on your team.
Yeah.
With all of these injuries, and then also the rotational guys that were coming in and playing notable minutes that are starting to pile up. Like, yeah, when most of your starters were healthy, that wasn't a huge deal. Now
Yeah.
those guys become a lot more valuable with those starters being hurt.
Yeah.
And since they're not there, the Lions are taking some massive blows. Is this me saying that I think the Lions are like a bottom 5 team in football now or
No.
some shit because they're banged up? No, they're still easily one of the 5 to 10 best teams in.
Yeah.
However, like Geek mentioned, if they have to go into Tampa, a team that we have seen beat them in full strength, while beat up,
Yeah.
very real world where they get bounced first round. And then if they make it past Tampa, they might have to play one of Philly, one of Green Bay, or I guess they wouldn't be Green Bay. It would be what? One of Philly or one of Minnesota.
Philly or Minnesota, probably.
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Minnesota
And-
played them. What was the result of the Minnesota game?
It was a
Field
2-point
goal.
game, I think. Like
They played them
32-30 or
close.
something like that.
They played them close when Detroit was mostly
Oh,
healthy.
here. 31-29, sorry. When Detroit
Right.
was, I think, completely healthy.
Right.
I'm
You
double
also have to
checking.
play
No,
Philly.
they both, so Darisaw
And
and Hutch were hurt. So it, like,
Okay.
balanced.
So still healthier than they
Yeah,
were now by a
100%. Yes.
substantial margin.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you have to play Philly, who, for my money, is the best team in football right now.
Sure.
Yep.
That is a really hard back-to-back stretch to go through as the Detroit Lions, not at full capacity.
Yep. And
Now,
I think
if
the corner
by some
injuries
mir-
are huge with who
Yes.
you have to play in the NFC. Like, every NFC contender,
Mike
Except
Evans,
for the
AJ
Packers have-
Brown,
Hey,
Devonta Smith.
the Packers receivers
so
are
many
good,
of
but they
them,
don't have.
you don't know what to do. There's just so many of them.
Sure.
You
But, like,
stand
don't know
there.
No, but what I
do.
what I mean is, like, all of the other NFC teams have like a receiver who will just take over. The Packers don't have a guy. They don't have a number one. They have a bunch
Right,
of
it's 7 of them.
Do you know what you do against the Packers receivers? You stand there and hope they either drop the ball or, in Christian Watson's case, tear something.
and
That's
they
all you
probably
have to
will.
do.
'cause
You
it's the Packers.
stand there and wait, and it'll happen eventually.
If in the playoffs this year, like we play somebody and Christian Watson is running wide open, and I just like watch the defenders watch, and they're just like, wait, and he just goes, oh, and he just like stumbles, and they're like, there. it
Dude,
is.
I can totally see the
There it is.
Vikings do that. Like Stephon Gilmore just
Correct.
watching him run. Like, it's fine.
He's like,
It sounds like a
Smith's
scene
"Dude,
out of
what are
like
you
the
doing?"
longest
He's like,
yard.
Wait,
Like-
and there it is.
Like you
And
guys,
there it
remember, you guys have seen the longest yard, right?
is. Yeah.
You remember how like they were putting like estrogen in their steroids and shit, like they were fucking with the game.
Yeah.
I could very much see like a scene in the longest yard where someone like, I don't know how this would work logistically, but they make a joke about like partially slicing one of the guards' Achilles, and then one of them goes out for a pass, and that
Yeah.
exact thing happens. They fall halfway through a route. All the prisoners are sitting watching. I don't know why that's what I thought of. But anyways, point of the rain is the Lions are good, but they are in a lot of trouble because in
Yes.
bad and scary.
Yeah, and speaking of one of those teams, the Eagles,
Also-
27.
Before we
Yeah.
do that, the Bills, the reason that like we actually can't take them seriously isn't the Dan Skipper thing. It is the Doug McDermott and Bills defense thing, which he's the one in charge of the defense. It's going to be the
Who is-
same
who is
story.
Doug McDermott.
Is it
who
not
is
Doug?
that?
Is it Sean?
Dougie
Oh,
McBuckets. Dougie
Sean.
McBuckets.
Oh, God,
Vanderbilt
Oh, Doug
legend.
McDermott is that white guy who can shoot.
yeah, I do
That's
that
it.
all
Dougie
the time.
McBuckets.
It's
Wait, did I
Sean,
get the
isn't it?
college right?
I think.
Yeah, it's
Sean McDermott. Same fucking thing.
did he go to?
But no, this is the
Creighton, not
this
Vanderbilt.
is the
Fuck.
story of the Bills. Like Josh Allen balls out. They're the hottest team throughout December, but then they make the playoffs and the defense sucks. And right now, they're going to make the playoffs and the defense sucks. Sup.
Counterpoint. We've never seen fiance Josh Allen in January.
I
True. We'll see.
guess, but
Fiance Josh Allen is the greatest quarterback of all.
I
might
don't
be.
know if that's true.
He has the power of God and Haley Stein.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson exists.
Is Lamar Jackson getting married to Haley Steinfeld?
No,
Sir,
but he's Lamar.
point made. Eagles 27, Steelers 13.
This was this
Um,
was game of the year if you ask me, because this is
Really?
a fucking statement game. Yeah, well, okay.
Huge
Let
game
me
for the
rephrase that. Not
Eagles,
like in
yeah.
terms of it being like a good game. Okay, let me walk that back. You said game of the year for the last game, which is why this, in
Okay.
my opinion, was the most important game of.
Sure.
Is more what I want to say.
I think the other one was more important because I needed a Detroit loss. So
Sure. But in
Statement
terms
from-
of like
from Hurts and
overall
Brown.
implications, this is a massive statement win by the Phillies.
yeah.
Because not only did they go in and play another contender, they went in and dominated another contender.
While their
They
running game
played-
kind of sucked.
And
For
that's
what
the
it
other
is.
thing, too.
Right.
Right. And that's been the big concern about Philly, the pass game. We had a whole conversation last week about the drama with the pass game. AJ Brown had 110 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts almost went for 302 tuds.
Devontae Smith had 100 too.
So
Yeah, Smitty had 109.
can I play devil's advocate?
No.
I'm gonna anyways.
There isn't one.
No,
Racist.
there entirely is. The Steelers' defense is very good because of their front seven. Their secondary sucks, dude.
Racist.
I mean, in terms of
Joey
the
Porter's
numbers,
okay sometimes.
Joey Porter is their CB2 right now. Dante Jackson statistically has been one of the best corner ball this year in terms of like passer
Yeah.
rating allowed
Which
and
is
things like that.
crazy,
He's
but
been
yeah.
legitimately shut down.
Right, because the Steelers can get a lot of pressure, and then TJ got hurt, and then that's the thing is it's really okay. Playing defensive back, I almost said it's really easy, which isn't fair. But playing defensive back is a million times easier when the pass rush is really good. Philly's O-line is very good.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers just got, it showed what their secondary actually is. It's fine, but it's not great.
Yeah.
The issue
So
is
what
their
you're
pass
saying-
rush is sick.
So what you're saying is Philadelphia, a
Mhm.
team that people have doubts about,
Yeah.
played a contender, a hot contender that a lot of people are really high on,
Mhm.
and exposed their biggest weakness.
That's
Is
fair.
that not a statement win?
Well, no, that's
is.
not what I'm.
It's a
I know.
It's a
I'm
statement
just
win.
trying to
It
devil's
is a
advocate.
statement
No, I
win
know.
by definition.
No, it is a statement
because-
win, but it's also I don't know.
They
This
can't pass
doesn't.
the football. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts hate each other. No, they don't, and they were fine. That's the statement.
No, they
and that's
still
it.
might. It might be like last year's Allen and Diggs. They can still have big
That
games,
wasn't
but they
even
can
what
hate each
Brandon
other.
Graham meant, dude.
You don't
meant
get
they
to
used to
walk
be
that
friends.
back. You can't say they're not
I
friends anymore
do.
and go, well, that's not what I meant.
No,
Well, I mean, you can't because that's what he did. Are you going to tell
they
Brandon
used
Graham
to
no?
be
Yes.
friends
Are you going to
prior
walk up to
to
him and tell him that?
Yes.
Also, Geek, he didn't
Hope you would
say
tell
they're
Dudley.
not friends. He said they used to be friends before they were on the same team. They knew each other before. That is the context of what he was saying. He never said, "Oh, they're not friends. They hate each other." He said
I didn't
they
say he
used
said
to be
they hate
friends
each other,
because
but-
they were before.
No, he said
And
they
maybe
used
it
to be
wasn't worded
friends.
great.
He said specifically they used to be friends, but it seems like it's different now. I'm
Yeah, 'cause they're
sorry. That
teammates.
tells me they aren't
Because
friends.
they're
Closer.
teammates.
Okay,
Because they're
conspiracy
teammates.
time.
Brandon Graham's
They're
just
lovers.
fucking stupid.
They're
Oh.
lovers. Brandon Graham unintentionally released that Jalen
Brandon-
Hurts and AJ Brown are.
Brandon,
entered
yeah,
in a
Brandon Graham was
romantic
just like,
relationship.
it seems like it's different now. They left in the same car yesterday.
He's just
to
really
work
bad
at
at
the same
phrasing
time every
things.
morning.
I guess. Whatever. But like, I'm not out on Philly. Philly's awesome. Philly.
See, this probably could never be an NFL player, because if somebody had mentioned AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts to me, I legitimately would have been like, yeah, they're having sex, and then just see what the media would have done with that,
just say
and just
things.
saw what Philly media would have done. Like,
Bro's just here so he doesn't get fined. I want to start.
Yeah,
Guys.
I feel like I would do the Randy Moss thing after one dumb question. The Randy Moss thing where it's just like, yeah, I don't really like your questions, and then I got fined. So I'm gonna show up and talk to the media, but I will be asking the
Or it's like
questions. I'll be answering
the
my
Jonah
own
Hill
questions.
interview. It's like the Jonah Hill interview where somebody asked him a stupid question and he just goes, "Do you have any questions that are smart?"
Yeah.
So unrelated but big news. I just got my first ever copyright claim rebutted. Like it went off my video.
Nice.
I have access to
Perfect.
monetization on a video again.
W.
Um, Yeah, I got an email about it just now. But yeah, no, I just think this was a big win for
Oh, it was.
like
Yeah, no, it was.
obviously, yeah, they match up very well against Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
I think, like I said, I still think they're the best team in football. I think there's a very real where they make a deep, deep playoff push, and I think there's a very real world where they are representing the National Football Conference in the Super Bowl.
Possible.
Oh, they will.
I
Yeah.
genuinely think whatever team gets the 1 seed, as lame as that is, I think who ends up with the 1 seed is the team representing the NFC. I don't know
Yeah.
what team is walking into somebody else's building and winning. At least the top
Yeah.
3 buildings. You're gonna do it.
By myself.
I promise, based on the hat you are wearing, that it's not gonna happen.
The hat don't mean a thing. It's about the sweater.
Anyway, Sunday Night Football, Packers 30, Seahawks 13.
Mickey
Here
Mouse Club.
are my thoughts.
Mhm.
1, Seattle's defense started calling themselves the death zone or whatever. Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're not that. I mean, what? I mean, dude. This defense, say what you want about Geno not being there, because obviously that was a big part of Seattle's offensive struggles. Their defense got absolutely dog walked the entire game. They to quote the great Jackson Powers, who we all respect heavily in the NFL. This defense is soft as baby shit. That is what Jackson Powers tweeted after Josh Jacobs dog walked them for 75 yards on the first drive.
Yeah.
Point being, Josh Jacobs is really good. We'll start with that. The Packers pass rush finally decided to show up because the Seahawks offensive line is. Let's see what else. Sam Howell might be the worst quarterback ever to exist.
Oh my god.
He's absolutely, irrefutably terrible. Shouldn't be on an NFL roster. Shouldn't ever be given another chance to start an NFL game ever, or even see the field. He's one of the worst quarterbacks I've seen attempt to play quarterback in the NFL. It's
lucky
just
for
horrible.
Seattle. Geno's back this week.
Yes, Geno will be back, which is good.
Oh my god! Imagine Sam Howell against the Vikings defense.
Yeah, I mean, this would have been terrible. Yeah, but Sam Howell is terrible, which is a big reason why the Packers pulled away at the end.
Yeah.
Packers played a really good game though. Jordan Love is really good, and I will not apologize for saying that. He's a demon.
Toyota.
I love him. It's Toyota-thon, and even ever since the bye, something clicked at the bye. He's been a different guy. Because hey, newsflash, he's healthy, and when people are healthy, they usually play better football.
Well, that's fair. He's also still bozo though. That doesn't go away. He's a gunslinger. Like,
but also he hasn't turned the ball over in a month, so like it's that's also. He's at least toning it down enough. Geno's bozo gene was high this game because that red zone pick he threw to Valentine twice, basically. Valentine just caught one of them. I don't know what he was thinking on the second throw.
It's tough to defend Geno sometimes.
And that drive where he threw back-to-back interceptions, but only one of them was caught to Carrington Valentine, 2 inexcusable throws. Don't know what he was thinking. But Love was really good. Romeo Doubs, welcome back, brother. I've missed you. Physical, doesn't drop the football. Just an ethical receiver. Christian Watson had the Jordy Nelson of Jordy Nelson catches. Fantastic on the sideline. He shows up every once in a while. Jaden Reed needs to spend some time with the jugs machine. Some serious time with the jugs machine. Dontavian Wick showed up. That hasn't happened in a while. He had some nice plays. Edgerrin Cooper. I think the Packers finally have a linebacker.
I was gonna say Edge fucking rocks.
They finally have a linebacker. He can blitz. He's good in coverage.
Where did I have Edge?
Rashawn Gary finally did something.
Yeah, Rashawn Gary actually the past few weeks has been.
I tuned out of this game very early. I can't lie.
Rashawn Gary was good, but Edgerrin Cooper, I've been waiting so long for the Packers to get a linebacker like him. Seems like he's the real deal. Guy's a stud. Good, like I said, good in coverage. Can rush the passer when he needs to. He's super solid. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I forget where I had him ranked as far as middle linebackers, inside linebackers went, but I don't know. He's really solid, and I like that he's a Packer a lot.
I fucking hate that he's a Packer.
As good as
Edge is one of my draft crushes. I hate that so much.
Fair. As good as Zach Charbonnet is, Ken Walker is the most important piece to Seattle's offense.
Yeah.
Every time
The
they're
thing
without him,
is,
it's not a real offense.
you want to know how bad their offensive line is? Kenneth Walker's only averaging 3.7 a game this year.
That's
how
so
bad
insane.
their offensive line is.
But they
because
also
he's one of the
still
best-
only win games if
Yeah.
Ken Walker's there.
Well,
Like,
that's true because he's good in the red zone, but
Yeah.
and that's the thing. But like, the offensive line is terrible, dude,
Yeah,
and they
dude.
shouldn't be because Abe Lucas and Charles Cross are really solid tackles.
They
or
don't
should
have
be,
an
at least.
interior. They just
don't
don't
have an
have an
interior.
interior.
Olu,
If you
their
would,
center, isn't he good? Like he's been
he got benched.
what?
Got benched against the Packers. I forget who they put in. I think it's another rookie.
Wow.
I don't remember who they put in, but he
Give
got
me one
benched.
second.
Insane.
Because he gave up a sack and then gave up a detrimental holding penalty, and McDonald's had enough, I guess, and sat him. I forget who they put in. I recognized the name immediately when they did though.
Give me one
Yeah,
second.
that's all I got. Seahawks offense. So there's not much to talk about. Gino played, I think, 4 possessions, didn't do anything in any of them, and then Sam Howell came in and it was
The worst
everything was
quarterback
dead.
I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, everything was dead. Took 2
Every
sacks
single
immediately.
throw was interception worthy.
Thought he was Lamar Jackson. He would just bootleg. He would take a snap and then he would pull it and try and run immediately without even trying to read the defense, and he would get pummeled. He threw one of the worst picks I've ever seen to Edge. It was in a good spot, but it was a terrible
Yeah.
ball. Terrible.
Fuck you,
decision.
footballguys.com.
But I do not. Yeah. Miller's
No,
trying to find.
Yeah, I
Olu
was trying to find the
replacements,
snap
but-
counts from the game, and they show every position but O. Okay, man.
Nice.
Trying to think. Their other interior linemen, they have Stone Forsythe, Jalen Sundle, and Christian Haynes.
It was Stone Forsythe.
Oh, well, yeah, Stone Forsythe is fucking dog ass.
But
Apparently
he
he's
came
better
in-
than Olu.
He came
Then
in at
Olu
center
Oluwatimi
for
should
Olu, I think.
look for a new line of employment.
Speaking
I
of
think
horrible
Olu-
center play.
I think Olu got benched for discipline reasons because he was giving up a lot of penalties and stunk. I don't think that'll be permanent, but that's all I gotta say. And
Speaking of
I-
horrible center play.
I
God
feel
damn.
bad asking for this, but you guys gotta be quick with this one.
No.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say, dude.
You got to
I'm
go for a
so
while.
over this team.
But speaking of
No, you
horrible
gotta
center
go.
play, who the fuck is the Bears center? Because he's the worst center I've ever seen play football ever.
Coleman Shelton, according to PFF, he's a top half of the league.
He's
center.
not. He
According
got
to NL
murdered by a
Buys,
safety.
He's not rosterable.
He got murdered by a safety. Josh Metellus did to him what we made fun of Garrett Bradbury for having done to him by Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
Say what you will, Josh Metellus and Dexter Lawrence are not the same kind of defensive tackle. The fact that Josh Metellus takes real snaps at defensive tackle is so funny to me.
He didn't even line up at D tackle.
No,
on
not
play.
on
He
that
lined up
play.
as a linebacker.
Not on that play, but it's just one of those things. The fact that
No, I know.
Either way,
I'm just
the
saying,
fact that he
like,
gets
to make
snaps there is
matters
so stupid.
worse.
The Bears offense confuses me still. I thought they were figuring it out and then they chose not to.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Keenan
Start with the
Allen also
Vikings, dude.
confuses me. He'll have like the most egregious
Welcome to the
drop and
club.
do the most egregious thing and then make the best catch of the year right out. It's like, what are we doing? But my bigger
football,
concern
baby.
for the Bears is defensively, I don't think a single player on their team knows how to run a zone. Like the Justin Jefferson touchdown, TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, and Kevin Byard. None of them looked for a crosser going behind them. They just like stood there.
The
At the
problem
goal-
is, okay, here's the thing with the Bears, right? They know how to play zones. They don't know chemistry. Jake's leaving. We're talking about real football now.
Yeah.
Scared. We're talking about schematics. And he
Yeah.
doesn't like it. So obviously when you're in a zone, passes.
You got to lean closer to your
Yes.
mic.
Okay. Sorry. So when you're playing a zone, if a receiver passes through your zone, you pass them off to the next zone.
Yeah.
That is zone coverage 101. On a crosser, you will likely pass 2, 3, maybe 4 throughout your route.
Yeah.
So it should be the job of the guys lined up defensively to go, okay, he's passing me. All right, you're okay, he's passing you, he's passing you, next guy.
Yeah.
That's how a zone works. The Bears have no idea how to play off of each other, and it makes all of them look way worse in zone than they actually are. I cannot count the amount of times that this season Tremaine Edmonds, who is a good coverage linebacker, has tried to pass a zone off to somebody, and then you see him look back to make sure the zone's been passed off, see someone twice as fast as him running full speed across the field, and has to try to make up space, and then ends up lagging behind and torched. And then you have idiotic Bears fans going, look at Edmonds, he can't cover. Like, no, he can. No one's playing off of him. So that play right there is a prime example where 3 guys did what they were supposed to in their minds, but not in the minds of the guys that were also doing what they were supposed to in their own minds. There is no chemistry with this team. When they walk out there defensively, it looks like every individual player, with a few minor exceptions. Gervon Dexter didn't play in this game. He's one of those exceptions. Jalen Johnson is one of those exceptions. Kevin Byard usually is one of those exceptions. And TJ Edwards is one of those exceptions.
Also, Kyler
Gordon. And Kyler Gordon, absolutely. Although Kyler Gordon has his own issues, not from his doing, from the way he's being utilized.
Yeah.
They're asking him to be a straight up, corner when he's so much more than that. He should be one of these defenders that we see teams utilizing. Not to say that he's the same caliber player, but the same type of role as a Kyle Hamilton or a Devon Witherspoon, where they do a little bit of everything. Point being, when you have guys that are playing for themselves, there's a big offender in number 29. When they're playing for themselves and not paying any attention to what their teammates are doing, shit hits the fan, and the guys get frustrated and they stop trying. That is the curse of the Bears defense. The Bears defense, talent-wise, fantastic. But as you said with Jackson, said with the Seahawks defense, this defense is also soft as baby shit.
Yeah.
And the softest player on that defense is number 29.
Damn.
I'm so mad because Tyreek Stevenson, there is so much talent in that man's head. I know, I'm not even getting into that bullshit. Just as a general, there was so much talent. He has so much talent.
Yeah.
He was so good as a rookie. And he wasn't soft as a rookie. But that Commanders game literally flipped a switch in his head and broke something.
Yeah.
Before the Commanders game, he was mouthy. He talked shit.
As you
That's
should, you're a
fine.
corner.
Corners are supposed to be mouthy and talk shit. But he did it that one time wrong. He let the shit talking come before the play. And now he doesn't know how to do either. There was one play where he made a legitimately good defensive play. And him and Jalen Johnson do this anytime they get a stop. They say strapped. Usually when they do it, they make a big grand gesture of it. They go, whoom.
They do
make sure you know.
Shaq Griffin did it later in that game after seeing them do it. He made a play on Rome and he just...
Right. And I mean, it's not like that's an original thing.
No,
Being strapped, that's a common concept.
Right.
But my point is, Tyreek Stevenson did it once this game and he went.
Yeah, he hit
it. Was this... Yeah, he was like, I'm too shy. It's I know Twitter will hate me if I do it, but I must. It's dude, be you.
Yeah. Just maybe don't mock the skull chant.
Yeah.
There's one rule in football. Don't mock the skull chant in the middle of the game.
There's a lot of rules in football.
No, there's
something that people complain about quite often. They get policed a little too hard.
That's fair. I don't know. For the Vikings, Sam Darnold's weird. But the thing I have decided I love about Sam Darnold is when he makes the fucked up bad play, like the pick to Tyreek. Even though I don't want to say it was that bad, it was 4th and 3. Your offensive line got blown up, and you threw it towards TJ and Justin Jefferson, and it just did. You made the correct play, it just didn't work. Fine, but Sam Darnold's confidence to bounce back after bad plays is my favorite thing about him right now. That and his pocket awareness. I have to wait for these next 3 games. They're very important to me. I don't think we need to wait to a playoff game to see if Sam Darnold can handle the moment. I think the next 3 games are the moment. Because for the Vikings, these are the playoffs. You win out. You get to control how the NFC works. You just do. Win 3 games. That's a lot of pressure. Can Sam Darnold play with that pressure? Aaron Jones is awesome, and I love him. Also, shout out CJ Ham for carrying Cam Akers into the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, if the Bears kept Kari instead of costing them a touchdown, Kari could have carried a man into the end zone.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you know what the Chicago Bears record is since
Oh, and
my
8,
glory
and I love
Mickey Boo Boo Bear Kari Blasingame?
0-8, right? 0-8?
0-8.
0-8.
They are 0-8. They cut him the Saturday before the Commanders game.
Also, apparently
0-8.
Justin Jefferson's washed.
Oh, what's the Eagles' record since signing Kari Blasingame?
Undefeated.
True.
2-0.
Speaking of teams with
Makes you
fullbacks,
think.
how are what's the Vikings record with CJ Ham?
What's their record?
12-2. So I'm just speaking of teams with fullbacks. Do the Lions have a fullback?
No.
Ooh,
I don't know.
we don't
They
like
put
them.
Brock Wright in the backfield sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's
Gross.
I do want to say, on the topic of fullbacks, this is the saddest thing I will say all year. In the past 8 weeks, I have not felt more joy than watching a touchdown my team scored get overturned.
He
Doug
was so
Kramer.
hyped.
Doug Kramer, I have said many horrible, and it's not your fault, truly. You're being asked to do something that, I'm going to take the glasses off. Serious. Doug, you're being asked to do something that's just simply not in your wheelhouse. You're a center. That's what you should be playing. And honestly, when you play that, you're fine enough. You're a good backup.
Might
You
be
get
better
the
than
job
Shelton.
done. Maybe. But they asked you to do something you can't do. And that's not your fault. However, not declaring on the 1-yard line is your fault. I could excuse this if this was your first time ever playing fullback. That would be understandable. Second time, short. Third time, we're pushing it. This is what, the 10th?
Yeah.
You know what you need to do. You have 2 jobs. Tell ref you are eligible. Hit guy. You're not good at the second one. And apparently you can't do the first one either. They cut my second favorite player to put your fat ass on the goal line. And you can't do anything.
Damn.
Please, please leave. And do not come back. I will not miss you. You are a burden upon my existence. And now I fully blame you. I cannot wait until you and this coaching staff are gone. You keep me up at night thinking about how the Bears don't have a good run game because we got rid of 35 in favor of 68.
Fair.
Fuck you, Doug.
So, Dallas Turner finally did something.
Yep.
I have to be excited. Also, so real quick, the only other Vikings thing I've seen is I've seen TikTok edits and then people on Twitter talking about like a nickname for the Vikings defense. And a lot of people want to go with the Purple Rain, and it's bugging me.
Why?
Purple Haze. The key feature of this defense is the pre-snap movement and the confusion that creates. It's hazy. It's Purple Haze. Also, weed reference. So funny.
Also, Jimi Hendrix is a better artist than Prince.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Get out of my house.
I will die on this hill. I don't like Prince's
Have fun
music.
dying. You're dumb.
Also, Jordan Addison
love
couldn't
Jimi
have won
Hendrix.
3 in 2020.
What?
What?
Jordan Addison couldn't have won 3 in 2020. So if you
True.
put 3 in
He could
2020,
not have worn
that-
3 in 2020.
Brandon Powell couldn't
one
have
of
won
their
4.
receivers, not
DJ
only that they
Moore
would draft a
couldn't have worn number
receiver
2.
from the West Coast,
Shaq
but
couldn't
that
have won
receiver
1.
would wear number
Warren
3.
1.
Yeah, I mean,
Asamoah couldn't have
Ivan
won
Pace
6.
couldn't have worn 0. No
DeAndre
one
Swift,
could wear
DeAndre
0.
Swift could have won 4. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
So listen,
Jalen
one
Redmond shouldn't be allowed to wear 61.
one more thing I want to say about the Bears, okay?
Yeah.
They did one thing in this game offensively that I liked a lot, and I hope the next regime takes notes of and utilizes. DJ Moore in the backfield.
Yeah.
Fucks.
Dude, it went hard. We did not like stopping that.
3 carries for 24 yards. No, it's not a big sample size, but DJ Moore's carried the ball before. Good at it because DJ Moore, his best skill as a receiver by far is his ability after the catch.
Yep.
I know the Bears have been using him as an X this year, which makes sense, but he's great after the catch. I'm not saying he's Debo because he doesn't have the stocky frame. DJ Moore's skinny, but like tossing him the ball every now and then, why not? You know, or line him up in the backfield and have him run routes out of the backfield. Use the defense. Get funky with it. It also gets DeAndre Swift off the field. Do
And
it.
a bonus. Yeah.
Also get Cole Kmet more involved, or I will kill myself in Minecraft.
The next game doesn't matter. Kirk Cousins got benched and the Falcons suck. Let's go.
Bijan played good. That's all I care about.
Bijan
played good.
Also,
That's good.
I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter or listened to Stay Hot, but I saw the clip of them talking about this. This game created the most fun fantasy football matchup ever.
Yeah.
And that's really fun. That was really fun. Okay, we making picks now?
Please.
In our longest ever episode when we started an hour and a half late. Let's go.
Is it actually our longest episode ever?
It's going to come close, probably.
It's going to come very
What
close.
are we at?
Not as far in as I thought, but we're about 2 hours and 15 minutes in.
I think 2.5 is probably the longest we've ever gone.
I think there was one
with
where
the,
me and
with,
Miller
with
were
the three
alone.
of us. With the three of
With
us.
the three, this is the long. Well, I don't. A lot of those.
There was a time early around the North days where you two yapped for 4 hours. So yeah.
I don't know. Probably. We've done that a few times.
Right,
Me and
let's
Miller.
make some picks, and so Jay can sleep. Texans Chiefs. By the way, we were a sweep for LA in tonight's game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Texans Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs because Mahomes will play.
Chiefs. I don't even know if it matters if Mahomes
I also
plays.
will take the Chiefs.
Okay. Steelers Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh, they're Saturday games? That's whack. I didn't know that.
We all spoke at the same time. Ravens.
Yeah, give me the Ravens.
Ravens.
Back sweeps.
Yep. Giants Falcons.
Falcons.
The Giants.
Okay.
Just for
Because
fun.
Drew Lock's starting again. That's why. Falcons.
Probably, yeah.
I don't believe in Michael Penis, but the Giants
He
are.
cannot. Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't think he can be much worse than Kirk Cousins.
Well, maybe,
Well, he could be.
probably
So he's
not.
still trained.
Honestly,
Yeah. Lions Bears. Give me the Lions.
da Bears.
I'm doing the thing again. I'm picking the Lions, but Bears, please do something, please.
There's a 314 in Run the North history. A 312.
I think all of those
Arnold's-
are just me and Miller.
313.
Yeah.
Draft recap was 313.
Ooh.
That's all.
Oh.
Okay, Cardinals. Who?
Cardinals Panthers. Give me the Cards.
Give me the Cards. Actually, that draft recap was me, Geek, and Jackson.
Oh, that makes sense. Give
why
me the Panthers.
Cool.
I don't know why, but I have a feeling. I just have a feeling.
Rams Jets.
Rams
Rams.
by 40.
Geeks hooked on a feeling, bump, burn out down.
Eagles Commanders.
Leaving.
Give me the Eagles.
What's the game?
Eagles Commanders.
Eagles.
I'm picking the Eagles, but go commies.
Grayson. Grayson. Grayson.
Yes.
Browns Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
Give me the Bengals.
Bengals.
You know what? No. UTR is starting. Give me the Browns.
Get a load of this guy.
Believing in the
Standing
Browns.
by my.
No, technically,
Standing by
Miller
my
should
boy.
also be picking the
standing by
Browns
my
after
boy.
his exact words earlier of, I will not pick the Bengals until they get a real defense, and he immediately picks
Yeah,
the Bengals.
But like the Browns employ 2 rapists, so
Fair.
UTR ain't one of them.
He's not. Credit. Thank God he has done the bare minimum of
Credit to him.
He has.
Credit to him for
I'm
not
proud of
sucking.
him. I'm proud of him. Titans Colts. Give me the Colts.
Give me the
Colts.
Colts.
They're back this week.
No kittens around here.
Vikings Seahawks.
Vikings.
Ah, no, I'm kidding. Seahawks or Vikings. Fuck.
Yes, the sound of the
Tried
Vikings.
his best. Tried his best. Tried his best. Patriots Bills. A game that Patriots Bills, a game that Jake Tuck
Bills.
Sports will be in
Bills.
attendance.
Really?
Wow. Can
Yeah.
you bring me back Drake May?
I can try.
I'd like
I
to
already
ask him a
promised
few
somebody-
questions.
I already promised somebody else I'd bring back Josh Allen. So
Oh, actually,
don't
can you
know.
bring them both here so I can ask them a few questions in podcast format?
Ooh.
maybe I'll do some sideline reporting for the pod.
Bro's just
you
gonna
know?
run onto the sideline and just, hey, Josh, say words. Get tackled by
Josh,
security.
what do you have that Miller football does not?
Everything.
If
Knowing
if
Josh,
he-
he'd be like,
if he
nothing, man.
if he leaned into the mic and went Haley Seinfeld and then winked, I think that'd be the best clip in podcast history by
It
far.
would be. We need to figure
Um,
out how to get in contact with Josh Allen.
I find
make
it
this
really
clip
funny
happen.
that,
Josh Allen and shake his hand.
I think Josh Allen is one of our 62 subscribers. I'm convinced. I have a feeling.
I mean, we
He's a
did start
weekly
this
listener.
podcast before they started dating.
That's true.
He's a weak. He's a.
People are
weekly listener.
asking.
Did Josh Allen start dating Haley Seinfeld solely to spite Miller football?
Yes.
Who knows?
This guy has Mahomes ahead of me. Fuck you. I'm somebody Haley Seinfeld.
Yeah. Jaguars Raiders, the stink bowl. I'm
Jaguars?
gonna take
Raiders.
the Jags, too.
Give me the Raiders.
I don't feel great about it. But
Desmond Ritter
I-
better than Mac Jones. That's all I know.
Joshua Hines Allen is the only.
yes. 49ers Dolphins. Give me the Niners,
Niners.
I guess.
Fullback Bowl. The fullback bowl.
Because it's in Miami, I'm taking the Dolphins.
Niners. You should
say
be
that's okay
blocking
for-
for like me.
It's who is it?
Patrick
Garendo.
Liard? No, Garendo's
He's
hurt.
not out.
Hammy.
I think
He's doubtful.
Adrian Peterson is going to sign with the Niners to finish out the season.
No, it's like Patrick
Buccaneers
Laird or some shit.
Cowboys.
Bucks.
Buccaneers Cowboys.
Oh, sorry. Patrick Taylor and Izzy Abanikanda.
Yeah, that's true.
You said
Bucks
Bucks
by
Cowboys?
70.
Yeah. Brees Hall, or not Brees Hall, goodness. The other one, Bucky Irving, 69 touchdowns.
Nice.
Saints Packers. Spencer Rattler starting and Alvin Kamara done for the year.
I don't
Just putting
want
those
to,
out
but
there before you check.
Packers.
Packers.
This
Raise your
game
hand
is
if
a
you're going to be
worker.
watching this game.
Dude, this game is the most offensive
I'm going to
thing
be
that can
watching this
happen.
game. Well, the Saints are going to beat them. I just have such a strong feeling.
Jake's going to be
that
watching
is
this
the one
game
they're gonna find
nude
to
and
lose.
oiled up, ready to celebrate.
He'll be celebrating a Spencer Rattler good game.
You see, he isn't denying it. He isn't denying it. I saw
I'll-
through your plans.
I won't tell you which one, but I'll be one of those two things during this game. I will not tell you
Clothed
which
and
one.
oiled up. You.
I put the oil on and then put the clothes on to soak it up,
Oh.
and then you dry again.
Oh.
Well, no,
your
most
clothes
of
are
you are.
wet.
Yeah, your
And then-
clothes
and
are
then- and then you-
oily.
Then you put the clothes in the wash and you repeat until the
I
game's over.
promise the oil is not coming out in the wash, man. You're gonna break your washer.
Anyway, yeah, Jake has to do math, and I promise I will have the picks leaderboard ready for next week. That is a promise. But we're gonna, yeah,
We're gonna hold him accountable.
we keep sweeping. So honestly, the standings probably haven't changed because we keep just picking the same teams.
Yeah, who knows? Dude,
So,
I have no clue what the
we
standings
know
are.
what Geek's record is. I don't have to
True,
do
I can
math for
tell you.
Geek.
Hold on.
I don't have to do math for Geek, but
I am
do
at
have to do it for Geek.
146 and 79.
Okay. See? Boom. All right. Well, Miller is demonstrating what I really want to do right now, so I'm gonna wrap the show.
I was demonstrating what I'm going to do after the season.
Oh.
Die.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
Oh,
Minecraft.
I thought you were
but
sleeping.
why wait
Okay,
until
never mind.
after the season? Because like it
sure.
gets better.
Caleb might throw another touchdown.
now. Do it now. Sorry. We want to thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Rolling North
Wait.
Podcast. Quick ball.
Oh,
quick. You gotta
fuck.
make this
God damn
quick.
it.
This has to be the
Literally
quickest
nothing.
quick ball of all time.
There is something
it
in
nothing?
here.
Fuck.
There is. Movie? From a movie?
Yes.
From a comic book movie?
I don't think there's comic books based on this. There might be, but it's not from a comic book. No.
Is it a movie that's come out in the past year?
Yes.
Is it Sonic
is.
related?
Yes.
Jake,
Is it Sonic the
do the
Hedgehog?
work.
No.
Shadow?
Yes.
Nice.
Nice.
I think I've done this one before. We were talking about it before. Thought of it.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out
I-
Keanu
I
Reeves.
don't-
Go
I
see
don't
Sonic.
know where
That's
my
awesome.
Sonic-
Go see Sonic 3. While Geek's trying to find Sonic, we want to thank you guys so much for listening to this episode
Sonic.
of the Run the North podcast.
Wow.
Sick.
That is pretty dope.
If you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do everything you can to help grow the YouTube channel. Or if you're listening on Spotify, give us a rate, give us a review over there. That would be greatly appreciated. We will see you guys.
Don't forget to check out the Twitter too.
And
We're
the
posting
Twitter.
tier list every
We're
day
doing
for 12
tier
days.
lists. 12 days of tier list. We're on the Run the North. We're closing in. We're getting down to the wire here.
We're halfway through
so-
as of Thursday.
Yeah, so we're about halfway through, and yeah, I'm assuming I haven't talked to the boys about this. I'm assuming we will not see you guys next week because it's Christmas, but who knows?
We can just record on, well, so Thursday, there is no darts and it's the day after Christmas. Or we can record on Monday, way pre-Christmas.
We might. We'll see.
True. Yeah, maybe we'll
We
have an
should
episode. Maybe
have
we'll
an
take it off for the
episode.
holiday. Who knows?
I'm uploading an
But-
episode one way or the other. God damn it.
But
No
yeah,
more missed weeks. I'm over it.
We will
Agreed.
hopefully see you guys next week.
That's it. Okay, bye.